All right. Hello, everybody. Good to see everyone. We are assembled mostly. We are missing one, but hopefully they will be joining us at some point. Maybe not. Who knows? We operate on
Chaos.
a whim. On a whim. Or whatever. But yeah, welcome to Night of the Silver Moon, Game of Santos, etc., where we play D&D and eat food and dance and jam and wear scarves because it's Texas. So why the fuck not?
It's the middle of summer in Texas. Let's be specific for the viewer.
Yeah,
It's really hot outside, y'all.
I know, and I'm as my mom would say, you guys are making me hot, just like looking at you like that. But her thing was mostly the other way around. She'd always be like, "You're making me cold. Put some socks on." You know,
Meanwhile,
whatever.
up in the frozen wastelands of Maple Country,
Yeah,
no scarf. I don't know.
no
what your
scarf.
problem is.
Yeah,
They
you're
don't
like,
call me global warming for nothing.
they call you.
You're a myth.
Never mind.
We
Pretty
didn't
great.
call
I
global
wish I
warming
would
at
have thought
all.
of that.
I'm not touching that one at all.
Which
Which
I
is a
get
trick joke
it.
because I live in Texas. We don't believe in it.
Right.
Also hilarious.
Oh well.
And depressing.
Anyway, we have a very interesting game for us
Very
tonight.
convenient truth.
Very. We have a recap brought to us by our lovely Renan. We have our lovely guests from the Maple Country, Graham, who is here playing a lovely character. And then we have a returning lovable idiot. The gem of my heart. The cute, lovable, and insufferable and annoying Adam is back as Galil. I was trying to make it as much of a roller coaster ride as I could. All right.
And
Yes.
eating, as this is trademark.
As is, yes. We don't have, we'll see if we have any
And
cake.
drinking some iron brew.
Yeah, we'll see if we have any cakes tonight.
So you gonna twerk on camera for us?
Right.
Oh my God.
That's kind of
It's on brand. All right, to get us started, because we're excited and ready to go, we're gonna get into that lovely intro, and then face the fates and the dice. Here we go.
Here we go.
this cigar or like a cigarette on a long stick?
He has a pipe.
Oh boy, I'm so excited. Yes. All right, well, here we go.
Just
with
joining us at Masterpiece Theater.
this Renan brings us the recap from last week's episode.
No,
Is this
this
really
one's
what you
banana.
did in the old days, Grandpa?
Take it away, yo.
Well, hello there, everybody. Last week we had quite the exciting little set of events. Right here, yourself. At the beginning, the battle was just out. I remember like it was a week ago. Oh, my goodness.
I love it.
We had members of the party fighting Snake Man with many heads. I don't know where the heads were though. Oh dear. Moving forward, the Revan decided to fight Renan and Kindred, but he wasn't quite prepared. I think. No, he wasn't. Renan and Kindred managed to even frighten the poor bugger. Yes. Just as the rest of the party was finishing up, suddenly Gooch. Yes. They pulled all those out of some, I don't know, what the hell is that? Oh, it's a bag, I think. No, that would be a prison. Oh, sorry, Soul. So, then all of a sudden, magic was gone, and magic was back, and Chandra had a stick, hit people with it. Yeah. And in the long run, North decided he was going to come to the aid of Sonder and Renan and Kindred. And then the poor bugger almost died. Oh, and Kindred too. He's pretty close there too. On the floor, the both of them. Yeah. Well, then Renan reached out and death zapped Velravin. And he died. But there was a threat there. A good threat, I think. One that will shake Renan and Iskra to their very core. But outside was a new. Somebody the party wasn't expecting, I think.
Yay!
So,
Oh my god!
That was
Sorry,
a fucking
I
roller coaster.
missed that. What was that again?
Would you mind doing that one more time?
no.
Oh my god. That was beautiful.
I think Khalil's still mad he did it the first time.
That was amazing.
That scarf was hot though. Good God.
Well done. I appreciate your,
Commitment to a bit.
yeah. I think we're finding our next
I was getting
our
Michael
next
Myers
Sam.
vibes.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's see who. Yeah, commitment exactly. Let's see.
Do you smell toast?
All right. So let's see. We'll just go across all the way down. There's one, two. There's wait. Yes, I'm grabbing the wrong dice again.
I think Kindred automatically has to do it next week.
Yeah. I second.
This is. I mean, that's even if he's here. But yes, you are right.
Well, roll to have a backup.
Oh
What?
yeah.
Watch me him.
Oh. Okay, well, if we were going across where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then it's going to be 4, 5. The soul. You got selected again. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that just to see how much of a fool I just made of myself.
Oh, you made such a fool
was
of yourself,
magical.
but it was beautiful, and I appreciate every moment of it.
It's okay. We all saw.
Indeed. Yes, we did. All right, let me set the mood here.
It was really cute whenever like you had a moment where you were like laughing and smiling, and your eyes would like squint smile with you through the glow.
Yep.
I want to go back.
So Dreamy expects the same kind of commitment next week. You better bring up your game.
I'm gonna give it exactly the same game I did last time. So y'all. Can
It should all just be panda growls.
No, the performance was really well. I mean, I should know I'm also a Leo, and we're known to lie. That was a
Oh
very good
boy.
job.
All right,
Do not be.
we get started. We're gonna do this a cinema thing for a second. So if you will, you're imagining
Turn off your phones.
a rain-soaked streets, cobblestone, people moving about from shelter to shelter, dressed in strange clothing considering what we are used to in this setting. Tight corsets and button-up suits, umbrellas, with a few carriages that move past with horse-drawn carts, and a single figure with a hood over his head, cloak wrapped tightly around his body, moves through the rain, making quick glances over his shoulder as he continues and avoiding people and ducks into an alley. The alley is abandoned. There's a couple of crates and garbage, trash. In the distance, kind of illuminating the skyline on the opposite end of this alleyway, a metal structure, almost with the base of an A-frame and a single point that goes straight up, illuminates the skyline as the rain kind of falls in the distance. The hooded figure opens a door and walks inside and shuts it behind himself. Shakes off the water, pulls a lantern out from under his cloak, kind of lights this empty, darkened closet of a room. Switch these sounds real quick. The rain now pouring outside, a couple of drips falling from the ceiling above. Hello. I'm here as part of the agreement. And the hood pulls back, while Robin stands there. Somewhat younger. The wrinkled age passage of time has not affected him quite as much yet, but you can see the starts of gray in the sides of his head. The darkness beyond the reach of the light seems to shift and move, almost as if its entirety of mass is one solitary creature.
You have come.
It's seemed to be the thing to do.
Yes, indeed it is. You have seen eternity, darkness, chaos, change. The loving you've witnessed beams with power, with magic. They are plagued destruction reigns. Will you aid us and stamp them out in the name of all that is good?
Robin hesitates. There's chills going up and down his spine. This was not what he imagined, not the meeting he imagined, but he had seen what that magic could do and the destruction it could cause. I'll do whatever I need to do. I'll go wherever I need to go.
Then know that those who call themselves knights, they are not the saviors they pretend themselves to be. You will go far. You will send you places you will never imagined in your life. But if you serve me, you will see your world saved. That I promise you.
Balravin nods, puts his cloak up, and turns away back towards the door, looking over his shoulder one last time before exiting. And we switch. Now as the camera pans back from the darkness of his face to where he lies now on the ground, his face almost melting away from the magic that Renan had caused to course through his body. Almost in that slow motion, sounds muffled sort of space, he stares up at the ceiling, wondering if he made the right choice. And in his last breath escapes his lips, Renan looks down at his blackened, beaten body, and he smiles up at Renan as he sees the symbol there on his underside of his wrist. He made the right choice. And he expires. Now, caught up in the moment, those of you who are here have a little bit of craziness going on. Kindred lies on the ground, bleeding out from a wound through his midsection, gasping for breath. North moans in the opposite against the wall, also seeming to be bleeding from what looks to be a broken jaw. And distantly, down the hallway, you can hear the crumbling sound of what sounds like collapsing building. Something down the hallway like echoes as rocks tumble and shake. You can feel a slight vibration to the floor around you guys. And in a brief second, you can see dust coming up from the hallway where you guys had come in from, those of you here in the room. No longer an initiative. Renan, what are you doing?
I am going to run over to North and use Spare the Dying on him.
Okay.
Cool.
And if I recall, actually, the placement of the two of them, weren't they both on the ground right next to it, like near each other?
Kind of. One's on the other side of like a barricade that was kind of set up.
Right,
they're on the floor, and so they're a lot from each other, but they are like on opposite sides of this barricade, probably like 10 feet apart, if that.
Okay. So I use Spare the Dying on one, and then as soon as the magic takes hold, I'll rush over to Kindred.
Okay.
And I'll use it on him.
Coughs up a little blood. The girl. He like looks over, trying to find where the little girl is at.
Looking up, I assume I see her, yeah?
Yeah, she's there. She's like has backed herself up against another piece of like barricade, now looking at the blood and carnage that is there before her with eyes wide.
All right. She's all right. Let me make you the same.
Okay.
You spare the dying.
Alrighty.
Both of them are stable. Doesn't mean that they're like awake. So, then on Kindred, since I'm already at him now, just so that it didn't take another turn worth of time, I'll use Cure Wounds on Kindred.
Okay. All right. So,
8 for what it's worth.
okay.
I don't think that girl was supposed to see this R-rated film.
You can see him kind of like the Kindred kind of breathes a little easier as that wound caused by Valravan's blade slowly closes over. I believe who's all in this room? North, Sonder, Kindred, and Renan. And Soul had just come in there too, right?
Yeah.
Like towards the end of this. Iskra and Arden, where you guys were in the other room, correct?
That's right.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
Just beat the schnick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Snake is dead. Do we still have any of the suddenly goats?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how long they last, or are they suddenly no more goats? Or
They're suddenly gone goats.
If not mistaken, one I sent before I went out there, so there should be one there. And then there's 2 left behind in the room where you 2 are.
okay. Not that it matters. I was just curious about the window dressing. Arjun's gonna nod to Iskra because she just lambasted that one dude who came out of the woodwork, quite literally. And he's gonna go check on the animal / prisoners and see who he can help, if there's anyone that he can check on.
Okay.
Failing that, he'll check in with the spiders again to see if he can get word down to the kitchen.
Okay. You do make a perception check for me.
Yes, sir.
Iskra, what are you doing?
So that rumbling that we felt, is it persistent, or did it just like happen and
It happened.
done?
And then it kind of stopped. And you saw, even from where you were at in this other room, there was a little bit of like a dusty haze that is kind of blown in from the passageway that you guys had come up from. But
Okay.
it has now since stopped.
So kind of dividing my attention between, acknowledging Ardrin and then looking up the ladder at the secret passageway in the crates that we just discovered, and the downed monk who I pilfered flashbangs and other things from. I am gonna radio in to everybody with my spy's murmur, and what's going on down there? Is everyone all right?
We're stabilizing Kindred in North. It's starting to collapse from the way we came.
There's a
Robin
ladder
is
over
dead.
here. That's good, probably.
How's it on your side?
Well, and I take a look over in Arjun's direction.
Okay.
I think the people that were here to save are in bad shape.
Are they still... And I'll turn to Renan. Do you think we'll be able to take the collars off of them?
You look, Renan, you look down as you guys are talking, and you see that Valraven's body is decomposing.
Ooh.
Like, not in a natural way. Make a religion check.
I got 21 for perception.
Cool. You have gone through a couple of the cages now and have already blasted them open, as you have done. Have already kind of gotten good at this, like quick of power that goes through it. And the animals, those that seem to be moving still, you count among them 8.
Out of like 30-ish, I thought.
Yeah, somewhere in that number.
So at this point, Hirsonos may just like have a chat with me. That was a nat 20.
Huh.
First roll of the day. I'm like, that's nice. Okay. Keep it up. Which makes it 27 if that matters.
That's suspicious.
27. Even in the realm that you are from, you are familiar with the death of fiends and how whenever they die, their body leaves this plane to return to its home plane. This is not unlike that, but it is not the same thing. It gives you that vibe that, like, he is not from here. And something about his passing and death has caused him to leave this plane. There is like a gooey mess of dissolved person.
Lovely.
Valraven.
Now the outside looks like the inside.
Iskra, you see from the way that Ardren is moving from cage to cage and kind of leaning over and checking some of the animals here, the general like demeanor is not good. Sonder?
Yeah, I will have run over with like a hurried step in that direction.
Cool. We're gonna say Sonder? You're muted.
You're muted.
The direction I threw the staff down the hall.
Mm-hmm.
Is that crumbled already, or is it like
that's where
further
the
down that we heard it?
the dust and
Could I go to
smoke
choose the
has
staff,
the
by chance?
dust and smoke has come from that direction, so it is now like whatever's
Okay,
beyond that
collapsed.
has collapsed. Yeah, but you can go and kind of look and see what you can find.
Okay, I think it would help.
Go for it. Make an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation. Come on. Roll.
Roll house.
It's just kind of frozen. Hold on.
Yeah, that's okay.
Roadhouse. Yeah. I'm just gonna do it manually.
Sounds good.
All right. I got it too.
2. Looking about in this room as best as you can, you kind of like wave your hand around a little bit to kind of try and clear the dust, and it kind of swirls around you. And as you kind of move forward, your hand backhands a large piece of rock that's just like suddenly there in front of you, and you can see that this passageway has collapsed. And by whatever miracle, this room has not
here.
collapsed. It has stopped here. But you can see that it's not
We
like
need
a
to get
complete
W.
collapse all the way through. There are like bits and pieces, but it seems like it gets more collapsed the further back it goes.
Do I see? No. Well, probably wouldn't see it. Never mind. It's fine.
How are me and Kindred looking?
You guys are stabilized, so you're not dying immediately.
Well, Kindred can get up.
Yeah.
At this.
Weakened, but
If
can
I've
get
got
up. Yeah.
if I've got the time, I guess. Unless Soul, do you want to take that other cure wounds? For Soul or for North?
North to shake it. Yeah.
So Soul walks over to where North and Kindred are. Kind of gives them some sniffs.
Excuse me?
And then
Because
looks
he's
around at
still in panda mode.
yeah, looks around at everyone, and
He's gonna give me that panda life.
with a little bit of the head tilt,
Yeah.
like, what should I do, or what would you like me to do?
Can you hail North? I'm making sure that Kindred's all right.
Keep an eye on the washer.
Okay.
Suddenly, a new player has joined the game.
Oh, you guys heard that? Yeah, that's my dad screaming.
Oh, that was great.
Okay. And then Soul goes "Phew," back to his normal 8-foot tall form. Might
To be
taller
fair,
than a
you
man.
were probably 8 foot tall in both forms.
Yeah.
Well, one was just 8 foot long.
No.
All right.
That doesn't
Um,
sound right.
If there's nothing I can get from that, I'm going to go back, grab the little girl, and say we have to leave. This place is going to crumble soon.
I just slightly open and close my wings. I'm like, yes, out from underground. I'm all right with that.
Let's head up.
Kindred starts slowly gets up like with the aid of like trying to grab onto things as she starts to stand.
I pick up at Kindred.
Okay. She immediately puts her arms around you and suddenly seems to struggle less.
And then North, I'll let you like hold on to my shoulder as we go.
Yeah, and then on
Where's
the other
the
side,
rat?
I'll like echo. And, like my echo will hold my other side.
Your
Oh, nice.
non-corporeal
That's
echo.
smart about that.
Well, I mean, it
do
does
you see the
have
little
AC,
rat?
so it has like a physical. Do what?
Do I see the rat
The rat?
with the girl?
Yeah, she kind of, you can see that she's still like holding onto it.
Okay. Alright, so we'll go upstairs.
So I did cure wounds, and that is 11 hit points back.
Okay. For North? Cool. You guys
Just for himself.
move out of the room, I'm assuming? Or are you guys staying there? What are you guys doing? Moving back to the other room?
Yeah, we'll move out of the room.
I call my goats back to me.
Okay. You guys start making your way into the larger room. By this point, Ardrin and Iskra, you can see that there are a few survivors there are amongst those with the collars on at the moment. Go ahead.
I can't do much in the way of medicine, but if there's any way that I can help any of them, that I would like to try.
Okay. Make an animal handling check.
I'll be right back.
16?
16. That you can help out. You can see that some of they just look weakened, tired. You can help a couple of like the dogs to stand from where they are currently, like on the ground and whimpering in pain. There's a couple of like, not I would say like jungle cats, but it's like somewhere between like a bobcat size of these like really fancy looking felines. You see most of these animals as you kind of look around could easily be mistaken for exotic pets of various kinds. Most of them of like more of a domestic variety, but a few of them more on the exotic side. But some of
Ardrin
them
is going to coax some of them out of the cage
Okay.
just to start. He doesn't know for sure if they can understand him, but he starts with, "Hi, I'm Ardrin. I'm with the underground. I'm trying to get you guys out, trying to get the collars off. I don't know if you can understand me, but we're going to try and help you out, and we're going to try and do what we can for those lying on the floor. So just try to be calm. I know that's the shit show right now."
The animals, for the most part, seem to kind of like the few dogs start wagging their tail a little bit, trying to give some sort of semblance of acknowledgement, understanding. And they kind of all gather together. They're away from the cells where they were in. By this point, everybody else from the other room is now like coming into this room. You can see the trampled form of the large big boy snake, as well as the fallen forms of the others serpents that had been in the room, and the large giant goats that are in here as well. What are you guys doing?
Iskra, what about that room we saw that last guy coming out of? Should we try to escape through there?
I think that's probably our maybe only chance.
Where's the red lady who can do the teleport magic? Is she down?
Yes,
Kindred's like, still alive.
Hey, can you still do the teleport circle like you were saying?
I don't think he used the spell. Oh no.
I'm trying to see
I remember him
this.
still having.
Question
Well,
for the DM.
yes.
Because I technically died, or was like on the cusp of seeing the light.
Yeah.
Should I do knowledge of a past life?
You can if you want. There wasn't. Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. I'm trying to see. I don't think so.
Don't think he cast it, or don't?
Oh no. I don't. Because teleportation circle is not a ritual spell.
13.
13. Okay. Nothing at the moment. He said his health. I forgot to change because I opened up Kindred's.
8.
8. Okay, cool.
Just first level, so.
Right.
He's not dead. That's all that matters.
He just wishes he was.
Yeah. Millennials. I mean.
All right.
Like it's more of a Zoomer thing these days, but sure.
Millennials.
All right. So, I'm just double checking because I don't want him to yell at me later, but I don't think he can because.
Hey. He only gets to write the yell if he's here.
This is true. But
like when I was pissed off about his choices when fighting Valravan, I was like, I can't be mad at you because I asked you to cover my character, but I'm still mad at you.
Cover him with that sheet as he dies.
Yeah, there's no ritual thing on teleportation, so he can't because he doesn't have the spell slots.
Oh, I think he said he needed a short rest to be able to get that slot back.
He needs 30 minutes.
All right, so Kindred just shakes her head. I can't. I need to rest.
I don't think we can do that here.
I don't think so either. Not if they're collapsing the tunnel. Either what?
No. How shaky is the grounds at the moment?
It stopped rumbling.
Okay.
Soul's gonna go over to that doorway, and does it open up well enough?
It is for you a very tight squeeze. But it's manageable. Basically what it is like there is this large crate that is stacked in that corner of the room, and it's basically a false crate. So you go past that crate and into the wall. There's an alcove that leads up, in a ladder that's built into the wall. It's not like a wooden, not with rungs per se, as much as it is like steps in the wall where you can kind of use that to climb up. Yeah.
And is that it goes up?
Yes.
Okay. Guys, I think this is something that you all should probably go before me, and I don't think I can bring the ghost.
That makes sense, Soul. And we could probably use your help getting these animals up the ladder.
I will try. It looks like it's a very tight for me. I can put a few on my head.
Soul just puts like a board on there, and he just like works as like a dumb waiter, like push the animals up the shaft. No, you can do what you want.
I'm gonna get Kindred through the door, and then like help to push Kindred up the ladder as I'm going up behind her.
Okay.
Yep. Thing.
So
with some very, very tucked wings.
Got it. So you do have 8 animals. We'll say that they are on the small side. They're not like large, super large, but they are.
Some of them are carryable.
Yeah,
They're
carryable.
not dire.
Yes, correct. They are not dire sized.
Just in dire condition.
Dire street. Yeah, I was gonna say they are maybe in dire straits at the moment. You do hear Ardrin, a whisper in your ear. I'm close by.
Ooh, that ASMR.
A for arachnid.
Do I recognize that voice?
Yes. It would be probably sounds like a it's basically the equivalent of message. Just kind of like that whisper by your ear. And it would be.
Does it sound like a familiar lady tiefling?
It sounds, yes, it does indeed.
All right, we're I guess I'll whisper back, but he's all right, we're taking a few through a tunnel out of the sort of secret dungeon area. I'm not quite sure where we're going to end up. We had to leave some of them behind. They didn't make it.
Unfortunate. I will keep an eye out. All ways are clear for now.
And he'll whoever is immediately in front of him, I assume maybe Iskra, and because would he have clued in by now that they've been communicating in some fashion, non-verbally?
They seem like either a very quiet bunch, or you imagine that yes.
Yeah, there's just a lot of soulful stares.
There's a lot of there's a
information.
lot of communication that seems to be happening non-verbally, and so either these people are just super in tune to each other, or there's something else going on. But
And they also have a
minds,
strange
sons of bitches.
habit. They have a strange habit of touching their temple for no reason at all.
Migraines are real common where they're from, I
Yep.
guess.
Shit, they're
They'll
giving me
sort of
one.
just quietly tap Iskra on the shoulder and just, hey, I don't know who you guys are all talking, but the hallways are apparently clear. I got a friend on the inside.
That is excellent news.
And we'll link up with them when we can, but we got to get out of here first.
Taking the hint, I will message those who are already going up the ladder. Our resistance friend has more friends. The hallways are clear for now.
Do you? We'll have the children go up first.
How long is this ladder going down?
it goes up, it doesn't go down. But yes,
Okay, so if I reach the top first,
then it goes down.
how deep is the damn hole?
That could have been asked a different way, I feel.
There was probably about 2 stories worth of like, it's a ways up. It's not terribly deep, but you're probably,
As soon as I
let's say like 60 feet.
Damn it. 2 stories is not
Yeah.
60 feet.
Well, about. I said it roughly.
Vaulted ceilings.
That's 4 to 5 stories. The hell's wrong with you? What
Big
kind of
stories.
two-story buildings
You're in
have
a
you been in?
castles.
You're in a castle. Yeah.
Aaron's
It's
tall.
the dungeon.
The walls are 2 feet thick.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
So
that-
I go to check
Dummy
Kindred's
thick.
bag to see if I can add an extra 10 feet of rope to my hempen rope that I was gonna throw down the hole to help people getting up.
Sure.
Okay. Do I need to investigate?
No, if you tell Kindred will procure it.
Okay, cool. And so I'm gonna drop the rope down, tied off, give it an extra, say, 10 feet worth at the bottom. And that way they have something to grab onto if they want, or if they want to tie off any of the animals.
Okay.
And with that, send in a rope down if you want to try to tie any critters to it.
All right. The rest of you guys. Sonder, what are you doing? I did the waiter thing, and I asked you right as you took a bite, because that is what I
Like how
do.
it froze on him taking a bite too.
Yeah.
No.
At this moment, you're probably wondering.
I'm going to see if with one of the animals, if I can like position the collar in a way against like a wall and see if I can break the collar.
I will
Bashing the
say,
puppy against the wall.
God damn. Yeah, I will say that there's not really any room between
It's not really
it's not a
position
loose.
to-
Yeah, it's not a. I would say that you know that, and plus, you were or have been familiar enough with the past events when you guys had that with the collar, where like physically breaking it was not really viable.
Okay.
It caused
It was
pain.
yeah, it was something that had to be dispelled.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna tell the party. There is a staff downstairs in the rubble that dispels magic, and if we can somehow get to it, we might be able to take these collars off. But it's like I said, it's under the rubble, so if any of you have the means for that, it's a possible option.
Kindred,
I might be able to do that.
Kindred comes through as well. I can dispel it. I just need to rest. As long as we all get out of here safe and alive, then I can do it.
I'll be quick. It won't take me long. I run down the hallway.
Some of
Into
these
Arjun
animals
because he's
get-
right behind you.
I make an acrobatics check.
Sure.
If you tell him what you're gonna go do, he'd go help instead of just pushing him out of the way.
Yeah, that was just a 12.
Okay. I mean, you're monkey enough to not like bowl him over.
So it's not
and-
fancy. It's just like
It's just that awkward shuffle of two people in a narrow space trying to figure out what they're gonna do.
They both
Like
want to
those
go
two
down
people at the
Okay,
fat
go
one
left,
side of
bunny
the
hours.
hallway.
Oop! Let me scoot by you.
All right.
We're in a Canadian standoff. Just sorry.
no.
Sorry.
Oh no.
But after you.
Oh, what are we in Michigan? Oh,
That's
All right. So, Sandra, are you joining on this?
I'll go ahead. Yeah, I'm pretty passionate about wanting to do that.
Okay, so then we'll say that Sol, Renan, North, you guys kind of help with bringing up the animals, and those that are kind of getting up there into this top section. Once you do reach the top, there is like another smaller little room that you can tell is like probably like a secret room of some sort that has a fake wooden door wall on the far side, and you can kind of push that over to reveal a small study. That's what it appears to be.
real fake doors.
Yeah, real fake doors. Super fake. Arjun, are you gonna go? Or I should say, Iskra, did you tell Arjun where you were going, or did you just move fast?
I probably just started moving quickly, but I guess
Okay.
I could shout. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, if you didn't say what you were doing exactly, you just want to focus on trying to help the you can up the tunnel.
Very good. Alrighty. So as you do that, Sonder, Iskra, you go back over to where the rubble is, passing the fallen body. You can see now, Harriet, where Valrobin had fallen. You can see his clothing there, but it seems wet and liquefied, as if something had melted. And amongst that, kind of near where his head would have been, you can see a glimmer of silver, as like some necklace of some sort. It just kind of It just kind of catches your eye as you like start walking. As you're
looking at Sonder, I'm like, what did you do to him?
You can ask her, none. He said something in Elvish, and then he turned into liquid. So let's keep friends with Hernan.
Really?
Because don't want that. Well, something. Had I also noticed that he melted in a weird way that may have not been related to
you were there,
Renasco?
yeah, I would say that because it was definitely after the spell and he had fallen, and then it was like once he had expired that he had begun to ooze.
Why do you keep saying that for dead people? They're like, oh, they're expired like bad milk.
That's what people say when something dies. They say they expired.
And when it starts to decompose, they start to curdle.
Well
Well
it's not
played.
comparable to milk.
We just got this, Valrobin. It's already stale.
Not buying any more if you don't finish this one.
The expiration date hasn't even passed yet. What the hell?
It's all coagulated.
Looking at him, do you think he'll
sausages.
pass a sniff test?
Oh boy.
They were fresh when we first got them.
All right. So
The expiration dates are a myth. I'm sure it's fine.
A little bit of mold's good for you. It's where penicillin comes from. It's fine.
Yeah, no big deal.
Something I think was a bit up with. I mean, we obviously know something was wrong with Valrovin, but I think he had some kind of corruption inside of him that kept him alive. Kind of like Amaranth.
Oh, on that, not to like retcon something that would have happened a minute ago. After coming up the stairs with Kindred, I would have kind of avoided eye contact with Iskra.
Okay.
Like actively trying not to let her in on anything going on in my head.
Okay.
Seeing the shiny object, I'm gonna investigate it or pick it up.
Sure. You like?
I'll move forward.
I'm gonna actually use some of my. Well, I don't really have any key left, but I can do this. I'm gonna take a little bit of water and just push it.
Kind of like
rinse some of
the goo away. All right. You do. And you see there that there is a silvered necklace that is where what apparently had been once around his neck. It contains a pendant on the end that if you take a look at our Discord in Game of Santos art, you will see what the pendant symbol is. That's just like the painted version of what it looks like, but basically it's like a smooth metal version of that symbol. But it hangs from the top down on that chain.
Is it like a solid piece of metal, or is it like that symbol is like you could look through it?
You can see through it. It's just that symbol.
Does it mean anything to me?
Make a history check.
$13.
13? No, nothing really. It doesn't really strike you as familiar. It looks runic somehow, but that's about it.
All right. I'll just pocket it for now then.
All right.
Are the two dogs that were with the girl and the rat still down here, or did they go up the hallway already?
I would imagine that they are up there, or are in the process of being helped up to that top room.
Have I made it up the ladder yet?
I'm sorry.
Has he made it up the ladder yet?
Yeah.
I was asking how many that makes then. If there was 8 alive in the cages, the girl, and the rat and the 2 dogs, that would be 12 total?
Correct.
Okay.
Of 27, according to the book.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I want to search this little office area.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Ten.
10. Okay.
10.
Um.
Half of a nat 20.
Alrighty. Cool. I'll keep that in mind. Iskra, Sonder, as you guys are down there,
Yes.
you do make your way over to the passageway where you can see that it is collapsed. Go ahead and
So here's what I want to do.
go ahead.
I'm gonna say to Sonder first. Is this the place?
Yes. It should be. Can I remember like how far it should have been thrown?
You
Where was
like
that?
threw it out. You can try and make a history check, but you didn't see where it went. You just threw it into the darkness of the hallway, so it kind of just bounced around. But just to try and remember how many like clanky noises it made or whatever.
Yeah. My dice is not rolling today, and I don't know why. Like my online dice. And I got a nat 1 on the other one, so those went to dice jail.
Dice jail.
Oh, it's the same dice. No. Damn.
It's telling you.
You need me. I will redeem myself.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Wow, it's just a revolving door prison system over there, isn't it?
I got 11. Lies. Lie to me. Not redeem yourself. So it was an 11.
11.
Mhm.
It's kind of probably didn't go past midway, so it should be relatively close.
Okay. Probably about 20 or so feet.
All right.
Just straight forward.
I'm gonna try something. Get ready to pull me back.
Okay.
You'll know when it's right.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my canteen, and uncap it,
Okay.
and then holding my knuckles in my bioluminesce trick way, I'm gonna hold it over my head and pour some water onto myself, light up that water, and then try to
Yes.
relax and turn myself into water and mix with the glowing water.
I love it.
Ooh. Yeah, for sure. So as this happens, you're standing like just outside the hallway, and you watch Sandra as she kind of pours this water on herself, and in that moment of for just a second, you can see her kind of concentrate, and then she kind of does the whole mercurial Terminator bot, like melts down into a pool of water and splashes, and kind of reforms a little bit into a vaguely humanoid shape.
And then I'm gonna undulate at him, letting him know I'm ready, and
Okay.
then move through the various cracks and crevices to try to find this object.
You get probably a couple of feet in, and you feel the magic starting to fade as your body starts becoming corporeal again.
I quick look for, like, try to become aware for a spot that will be large enough for me to be in.
As you
shit.
twister
Oh my God.
yourself into an alcove, you make a perception check for me.
A 12.
12. Looking around, you are now at this weird diagonal angle with your like feet kind of under one way, kind of like you're in a very uncomfortable pose, but you managed to like reform yourself as the magic had faded, and there, probably within, let's say 4 or 5 feet from where you are at, you can see the ends of a metal rod buried beneath this some rubble.
Okay.
Can I shimmy and reach it?
Make a athletics or strength check.
Hey, nat 20.
Nice.
Natural Danic.
Natural Danic, perfect. Yeah, I need to have a like little sound alert or something.
Am I able to look and see like the glow where she's coming from? Like
not you can see her feet where she's at. There's no glow though. I mean, I guess there's glow coming from her. No, not even, because there's no magic. So
I can't hear her feet either.
You can, but you can see them. You can just kind of see the little boots kind of like sticking up over the edges of some of the fallen rubble. With that, you were able to kind of shimmy forward. You saw her boots, and then she kind of like falls out of line of sight for a moment. Kind of like landing on your shoulder, you're able to like reach under and around some of the rock, and with your hand kind of shove some stonework away to pull at this like. It almost looks like a small walking cane, but it's like metallic. And as you pull it forward, you can see a glowing little purple gemstone of some sort at the very top. Part of the rubble like collapses and bangs on it. And in that moment, the gemstone stops glowing. And your body reverts into a liquid form again.
Can I seep under to the gemstone?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try to like.
It's a good sound.
Coalesce my molecules to try to herd it with me.
Okay, make a Arcana check of some. I suppose we'll just go with Arcana check.
I don't know what this will be. Yeah. Do I get any kind of bonus for having trained with Sonder earlier on this?
Sure. You can have a little flashback.
Yeah. And water molecules are known to stick together better. Got strong bonds.
That wasn't good, so I hope the bonus is good. Because that would just be a 5 without anything extra.
Just go ahead. I'll let you roll with advantage on this one.
Alright.
Do it.
Alright, that's better.
Can I feel Iskra's like shape? Like
that's a 19.
19.
Like search for her water body.
Well, it's one of those weird things because she's not she's like aqueous in form, but she's not water. Does that make sense?
But I did pour the
she did pour those, so you can feel the water on her a little bit. So yeah, I would say you kind of feel very faintly in there, but you're able to kind of move that along as best you can, finding ways to kind of ooze up over rubble and around. And it takes you probably a couple minutes, but you manage to very clunkily, which is a weird word because you are not clunky. Oh, I guess the rod is clunky,
right.
But you know what I mean. It's like it's your first time trying to, and it's their first time trying to move, in the water, in this water-like form. But you do manage to get back to where you can revert to your human form and finish pulling this out of the rubble.
Yeah, eventually I start like moving like kind of in like a wave motion to try to like get it to go like caterpillar it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seems like the best method.
Nice. All right. You are in the hallway. What are you guys doing?
Great. Reform. I got it.
Oh wow. Okay. Let's go. I'm eating a Russian.
No worries.
Okay. So
How does this, like, when I reform, since I poured glowing water into myself, am I now glowy or like?
I would say it's kind of like water and oil. Like it doesn't really mix as much right now. But when you're in water, like you are basically transparent, so you're almost like water. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Bruce Lee.
We switch over as you guys are moving back up to the tunnel.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
yeah. Want to just turn as many animals back into people so they can climb.
Well, it's right now. It's off.
Is there a way to turn it on?
I don't know.
Remote or
Kindred.
something.
Kindred, help! Galil. Wake up. As we
That
come,
was a weird pause.
yeah, as we come back over to you, and the whole wild intro into your arrival here in Veltalar, the remnants of the Thayan airship now falling into the fog-covered city below. You bring the ship around, and from this vantage point that you are at one of the guns right on the side, as you kind of are like coasting around you, the reclaimer passes a large tower that is sticking up far beyond the cloud surface. And as you can hear from the realm above, the bridge where Captain Ileana's at.
We might want to be careful with these, this tower. I don't know if they're gonna have some sort of defenses around it. Do you see anything from where you're at?
I'm checking right now.
Okay. So as you make a perception check for me, she kind of like zooms or flies in a circle around it and slowly makes your like a spiral up to the top of this tower.
18.
You don't see any archers, surprisingly enough, for the top of a tower. This is a really strangely tall tower for being in the middle of this city. It's almost like Lord of the Rings-esque in its like height above the rest of this tower. But you do notice something as this is as you're starting to circle it. There is a distant like rumble of almost like an explosion, and you see the top part of this tower collapse inwards. And you haven't done anything, but the ship starts like to spin up past it, but you can see what had been like this top section of this tower start just falling away, and parts of it collapse inwards. There's a little plume of smoke that rises, and you hear the voice back.
Good God, what did you do?
I haven't done anything yet.
Yeah, okay. So the top of the tower just suddenly collapses for no apparent reason after I told you to look at it. You might want to control your powers there, Angel Boy. Just saying. We don't want to kill our friends accidentally. You don't even know where they're at in here.
Just go to that tower over there.
And this, I would say at this point, is whenever you guys start flying towards the castle, in that general direction.
There might be another spot where we can maybe find them. There's a castle over there. I can see it through the clearing in the fog. Hopefully they weren't in that thing.
Hopefully. Sparrow, try seeing if you can find them.
Alright, I'll check it out.
And you fly over towards the castle, just doing sky donuts, basically. Wee wee wee. But you head in that direction. I will say, given like the weird timing of all of these events, the rest of you guys, let me go back to just regular tension instead of drama tension. have now gathered up. Sonder, Iskra, you guys managed to get up to that small lounge. Occasionally, those of you who have been inside this room up until this point have heard people move back and forth. Like some shouts of like troops moving by or soldiers moving by, but there's been no one who's bothered you in this room. And now you guys are all back together again. What are you guys doing?
And how packed is this room with the entire party and the animals?
It's crowded, but it's not like super packed. It's a decently sized little study.
Arjun's just going to be keeping an eye on the door and a weapon ready.
Okay.
And waiting for word from his fellow goons, who had said the halls were empty, but... And you're muted.
They had been up until this point.
Convenient.
Yeah, but it was just for that brief moment. You hear another voice and whisper in your ear again. It looks like a patrol just came through. But the halls are empty once again.
Which direction did we take?
Which room are you in?
Sounds like a trap.
Lounge, looks like. Kind of directly above where we thought the dungeons were. I mean, it's a castle. Everything's directly above that.
The door opens, and you see a figure like dart in really quickly and shut the door behind them. You
Instinct sword like right up here on the person, whoever it is, just in case.
Audrin, it's just me.
I know.
A tiefling woman stands before you guys. Leather, dressed in like almost military looking leathers, but not reminiscent of anything that resembles like the city guard or anything. You instinctually are ready for action, but you notice that she is wearing different colors, or I should say no specific colors, and immediately raises her. She's got, it's almost human colored skin, but it's slightly more in the shades of like an orange to yellow color. She slowly turns around and with a smirk
withdraw the sword,
looks at Ardrin and nods a little bit.
Just being a little cautious. Guys, this is my friend Piskra. Piskra? How actually do you say that? You wrote it to me. We never actually...
Piskra.
Piskra's amazing, though.
That's what happens when you write stuff like that.
I know. I'm sorry. I should have specified Pasira, but Piskra sounds
really
way
close.
better.
How was I supposed to get that from that?
That's really close.
You know,
Piskra.
It's P.
We write it down so we could all.
After all of the Banan bullshit, I'm in love with this.
It is.
So that's what the glowing water was. It was just some Piskra.
Pasira. Pescyra. Pasira. But yes.
Iskra Piskra on herself.
That's literally Piskra.
Yeah. Well, when you put it that way.
Do you want to have a minute to change that name?
Nope. This is what it is.
Pasira? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
You'll get one opportunity.
I'm
to
joking.
change your
It's
name.
Pasira.
You may just call me Sai. She tells that to everybody else.
As she sighs.
It's nice to meet you, Piskyrai.
I see that
This has already gotten out of hand.
They are more. They are proved to be helpful, I suppose.
I put
Yeah,
my
they did
hands
all right.
in my face and say in Elvish, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
I suggest that we try and get to the kitchens as quickly as possible.
What happens then? Is there a place where we can help these people?
Oh, we are trying to get you out of the castle. And the quicker we get out of the castle, the sooner we are have a slightly higher chance of being in a safer position. But here, not so much.
Soul's gonna try to hold like 2 of these critters in each arm. And
Oh yeah,
like,
you could
one on
probably
each
hold.
shoulder.
You could probably hold 4. The way you carry things easily enough. Yeah. Yes, Spyra, indeed, happens every time. It looks great on paper, but whenever you say it out loud, maybe not so much. Okay.
You start like handing out translation guides when you just send me text for things.
Yeah, no,
That's
for
why
sure.
I couldn't get past the Wheel of Time, but the first one, because of all the names, it was the same.
Well, I can't wait till the show comes out then for that.
Right? See how do they actually pronounce these names?
A whole lot of Pisiros over here.
God damn it. Okay. Anyhow, as you guys are gathered together, those of you with spies murmurs here inside, like it comes in slightly crackly at first. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? And for the most part, the voice is familiar to all but Renan. And
North wouldn't.
Yeah, North doesn't have one. Or North does
No,
have
I
one,
have one.
but you don't. This voice is you don't recognize, but it does sound like a young boy's
No,
voice.
we don't want to warrant you, lady.
Guys, do you hear that? Could it be?
Was it Crackle or Sparrow? Or
Are you saying this back?
I say Sparrow back.
Sonder, you're alive.
You're alive. What are you doing here?
This
Within
is a pleasant
a
surprise.
mile?
Where are you? We're looking for you now.
Ardren, do you know exactly where we would be positioned?
We are going to the kitchen, last I heard.
Okay, that helps.
It's
like a
I guess
dot,
we'll
dot.
take out something like a small pen and kind of just like very quickly draw the outline of the castle north and just a dot.
Yeah. You
By
are.
the way,
you
There
are.
are lines in the middle of a hand.
You are on the like. If north. Okay. Shh. North this way.
Oh,
you are
very
on the. I'm like, huh? My brain just like blew up a little bit. You are going to be on the western side of the castle.
No, I'm north.
Shut up.
He's our community outreach student. Don't worry about him.
I was here before you.
But it is like you have no context for why Sonder just suddenly was like, where are we?
Right.
But
Or why Soul said we were lines on it.
we have a way of communicating with each other through this, and we just got the word from someone on the outside.
Yeah, kind of twig to that. Doing this every couple of seconds.
Importantly, someone who wouldn't be here without an airship.
Well, if you're here long enough, then you
Airship?
might get the one too.
Right away. I'm going to echo out.
Sai is immediately like, an airship? You have an airship?
At least one.
Sparrow, what? Where are you in? What are you? Are you flying in something?
We're in the Reclaimer.
The Reclaimer. It is back at its glory again.
Oh, you can say that. We also have someone who probably wants to see you guys. Probably. But we need to know where to find you first. We need to find a place to land. The Thayans are everywhere outside the city right now.
The eastern side of... What was it?
I echoed out right outside the tower where I remember that we had been. Do I see the airship?
Where you do not know. Number one, you don't know where you're number one, you don't know where you're echoing to.
Yeah, I thought we were in this tower before. I thought we were...
You were not in the tower. You are in a lounge somewhere in the castle.
Oh yeah, and like I thought we've been there whenever we were doing the performance, and I can.
This
echo
is
out
not. This
to,
is not a
to where
part
we
of.
were before.
Remember.
This is not a part of the castle that you have been to before.
But the place I'm going.
The place he's echoing to is where he had been before.
Where I know of.
Is what he's saying.
Okay, but you don't know where that is in relation to this room. Is what I'm saying.
Oh. That has to be.
Or how? Yeah, you kind of have to have a general idea of which direction you're going to be heading. And right now, you kind of know it's to. If you're the eastern side of the building, you kind of know it's a little bit towards the west. But that's it. You
Well,
don't
I
know,
mean,
like layout wise, you could echo
That's the
yourself
thing.
into.
I do know where that, like what that lounge is. I can go there, but I can also go strictly to where I've been.
As long as
where
it's
I've
within
seen.
your 1,000 feet range.
Mhm.
Okay, but if you do that, you don't know how to get. You just know how to get to this room. You know what I mean? Like this is not
No, I know.
you are not
No, I know. It's
Nightcrawler
not like
kind
a
of thing.
free-
Yeah.
It's not like a. Well, hopefully I can make it there. It's just I know I can be in the room, and then I know I can be outside where I've been before.
We'll figure this out. We'll say for now, yes, that's fine. You can get to the room, to the courtyard area that you know of.
Great. Going outside, can I look around and see an airship or hear one?
Make a perception
Or do I
check.
even know? Okay. I'm going to use.
The rest of you guys, what are you guys doing?
I feel like Sonder was doing something a second ago.
12.
Just trying to relay between Sparrow and Ardrin where we may reside in the castle area, so they can head that direction.
We're not far from. I'm just gonna call her Syra now, just because Syra is like we're not far from the kitchens. If that's where you want to, if that's where we're needing to go, we have a way to get out of the castle from there.
I think we should just keep moving.
I agree.
Okay, so I'll let Sparrow know like kind of what area we're at, and then where we're heading.
Okay. From your vantage point north, you do not see an airship. Because you just have like the big walls, and you can kind of see like directly up and into the tower.
For it being where the venue is there any like streamers, any torches, or?
There's some like torches and things, but that's the extent of it.
Then I want to like maybe rip off a little bit of cape or something, and then light it on fire, or at least put it on an arrow first, and then light it on fire with a torch. Just kind of fire it up into the air, straight shot.
Okay. It might take you a minute to find like a tablecloth that you can kind of like do that with.
Fire on that man's position.
Don't forget there's bodies on the ground for people who were thrown out of the tower. It's a little gruesome out there.
Let the
Big
bodies hit the
jack-o'-lantern.
floor.
As you are getting this together and you fire this off, there's a group of 6 soldiers that are now coming into the courtyard, seeing that there is movement out here and coming towards you. Like, what are you doing? Who are you?
Deflect.
Back at everybody else.
Start singing.
Back to everybody else.
I missed the show. Sonder and I.
Right?
Start singing.
Redeem us.
I just got word from
firing.
Velraven. He's been slain. What do we do? I'm only new here. Oh my god.
my first day.
My
Everybody
first
else,
day.
what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna speak up. So, well,
It's
the good news is that since we could hear each other, that means we are somewhere close by to each other.
Right, within the mile.
Sparrow eventually gets back. We're headed toward the castle now. We'll meet you on the eastern side. But try and make it quick. I don't know how much longer until more Thayans arrive.
Got it. Can I use stealth to kind of like just open the door and peek and see what's going on outside?
Sure. As you do so, Syra comes up to you and just like shh, and kind of gives you a wink, and you see this cape that she has over her body. She kind of pulls it up and over, and she becomes invisible. As she
That's
like
a Harry Potter cape.
and she kind of opens the door.
Harry Potter cape.
And you hear her voice. The coast is clear. She like pulls her hood back a little bit and opens the door a little further and gestures for the rest of you to follow out. She also like goes forward and like grabs one of the animals in her arms.
Takes a big bite.
I'm so
grab
hungry.
one of the animals. I'll grab one of the animals under one arm and still like propping up Kindred with the other to walk.
Okay.
I'll pick up one of the animals too.
Yeah.
Northa just flopped starfished on the floor.
Yeah, North is dead now, I guess. I don't know. Kindred from the other hand has grabbed onto the little girl and is like helping guide her along, as the little girl is also carrying her mouse friend, her mouse sister. Okay. You guys head out into the hallway, and Syra is now guiding you back to T-pose. Yeah, disconnected body. Syra is now guiding you down the hallway towards the kitchens. North, what are you doing as these 6 guards are coming forward towards you?
I'm literally going to am I still around where the bodies are?
Sure.
Whenever I was looking around, did any of them have like a fancy hat or like a crown or something? Or something of...
Right, they're nobles.
Oh, well, never mind.
No hats allowed inside.
Well, if they had anyone who may have had a crown of some sort was not the ones that hit the center area, and if they had a hat, it probably would have flown off in fall.
Fair enough.
So no tiaras?
No tiaras.
Was I able to get this arrow off?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You still have a bow in hand, and that's why they are coming up to you after like having kind of been close by.
And how many did you say there were?
6.
6? Great. Well, I'm going to kind of put the bow down and kind of be like, finally, somebody else is here. Do you know where the captain is?
The captain?
Yeah, you're with the watch, aren't you?
They look at each other, and you like now looking at them. They are guards. I said they are guardsmen, not watchmen.
No. Yeah. I'm playing it off.
Oh, okay. They're like, we are not with the watch. Who are you? What are you doing here? And why did you fire that arrow up?
I'm trying to signal to the other watchmen. Clearly, you wouldn't know a thing about it.
Make a deception check.
Shit. Okay.
Nice.
I'm really trying.
Plot twist, these are the guards on our side. They still kill them.
Right? They're loyal to the.
Oh, that's
the
2 in a
monarchy
row. You piece of asshole. Fuck me. Sorry.
The former symbol.
What is it? 5?
Yeah, I got 2 2s in a row. I am not rolling good today.
They all bring their swords out.
Dang it.
You're coming with us.
All right, fine. I'll go to and take like my quiver and like go to and hand it to one of the guards.
Mm-hmm.
And then right as I'm doing that, I want to have my echo kind of me and him back to back, and then both of us at the same time just make a punch to the person opposite, like who we're handing stuff to. Just be like whap, and then like jump back and try to get ready for a fight.
I thought you were the echo.
No, I'm not the echo.
You're gonna try and fight them?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Does this
I don't
mean
really
you
want to trust them.
teleported out of the room? if both you and your echo are out in like the courtyard or something?
Yes.
Yes. Like whenever I echoed out, I can only do like the avatar if I want to use that 1,000 feet. But in doing that, then I can teleport. But that means I'm out there now, and it's going to be really hard for me to get back to where I was at unless I know the place really well. Like that was what me and Aaron were.
Yeah, I was just trying to ascertain exactly.
Like,
okay.
I might need some more concentration if I want to make it without killing myself.
It's up to you. Do you want to try to make an emergency? You can
this,
try and make it. You can try and make an emergency jump because I will tell you right now, the odds of you coming out of this, well, not good.
Oh, are they really that good?
You're at, what was your health? 12.
You might be level 10, but you're still one guy against 6.
And you have like 8 health.
There's memes about this.
What level are they?
You don't know.
They're level Fae.
They're level Fae. Inspiration. You get inspiration for that. That is brilliant.
That was good.
I'll give you this opportunity. If you want to try and bamf out of there to get back to the room where you were at, or you can try and take these guys on, whatever you would like. You have like, I'll give you, this is the slowdown of time where you have to make a quick decision.
Whenever I did jump out of the tower before, like whenever we were like still at the event, like
right,
I ran up to try to go warn people.
Right.
I want to bamf there since that's closer to my position, but I can at least get away from that area and they won't know any better.
I would say from where you're at here, you can choose another spot somewhere either inside near the ballroom or up into the tower about like 3 or 4 floors.
Let's probably go about maybe to the 4th floor.
Okay.
And maybe up here in that hallway that I zoomed down before.
So we'll say like make it 2 attack rolls as you try and punch the guards, and in that swirly motion of you both like punching out this like spectral clone jutsu version of you that kind of comes out and swirls in a motion of activity before bamfing.
Like the genie.
14 and 11.
Nice, Graham. That was brilliant.
You should also get inspiration.
Yeah, I'll give it to him. Arjun, you get inspiration for that.
Woo,
even if you didn't say it out loud. Even if you didn't say it out loud, that was brilliant.
I didn't want to interrupt.
No, you were good. What'd you say, North?
14 and 11.
The 11 misses. 14 misses also. Their armor class is 15. But we'll say that as you like make these strikes and they kind of like step back and dodge, giving you a brief moment of space where you're able to like disappear and reappear up where you in the on that 4th floor, the last place you were able to remember before you had to come back. The rest of you guys make it to the kitchens.
To the kitchen.
To the kitchen. To the kitchen. You get to the kitchen because you're hungry and snacks. So as you guys are opening the door, you see that the kitchen has been abandoned. There's nobody inside except for one older woman. Looks to be in her probably 60s or so.
It's a hag.
She wears.
There is an H next to where you wrote the name for me earlier, so it could be.
Oh, right. That's funny. She's a human woman, hence the H for human.
Lies.
You know. Yes. But she has a longbow on her back, a crossbow in one hand, and you can see like the quiver of arrows. She like raises the crossbow quickly, and then seeing you come in, a woman now lowers the crossbow, and
does she shake it too like that?
No, she's actually
that
pretty.
Old lady with the eagle.
Yeah, you know, this is like seeing a Walmart greeter, but dressed as like Legolas. You know, she like very.
What do your human ass old eyes see? Not much.
But she brings her
what
cross.
goes through your head to combine them two?
I think she's cool.
Yeah, older woman. Older woman. You know, you
Probably.
could. It was
She's
just.
been through it.
Yeah, she's.
I mean, it's just random. That thing
Yeah.
would have never popped into my head before.
She brings her
She's worked the
crossbow.
night shift
Now
for
she'll
too many
never
years
leave.
Right. Syra looks
She's a
over.
resistance fighter, you know.
Yeah, it's exactly. Syra looks over at her and kind of nods. Terwin, we've found at least some of those who we're looking for. The passageway is clear.
There's been a couple of snoops, but for the most part, we've got the clear way, babe. Shall we go?
Love her already.
Syra gestures for everybody to continue into the kitchen. The older woman, Terwin, has pushes open what looks like a cabinet door, and on the inside you can see it was definitely like a food pantry, but the back end has another doorway that kind of leads into a smaller passage. She kind of gestures and kind of like motions for everybody to kind of continue to follow through.
Why are there so many small little holes in the tunnels here?
Lowest common bidder.
Syra answers, just like, castles usually have more than one way in and out. Don't forget that.
Since I assume this is how Ardren got into the building in the first place, he'll take the lead with, calling an animal, but he'll stop and kiss Terwin on the cheek, the old lady, and just be like, "Good to see you, darling. Get out safe too."
She kind of nods, and as you go past, smacks your butt.
Hey, don't rev my engine unless you want to drive me home.
Yeah, let's get going. It's like,
What's
hurry
an
up.
engine?
What's an engine?
I'll tell you when you're older.
You hear the as who's like would you say would be at the back end of this little parade of people? So
The glubbering monster.
The doorway opens on the far side where you guys had just come in. 4 individuals walk in, wands raised. Terwin raises her crossbow quickly. So you recognize these people dressed as Reds. These are Thayan wizards. They all have wands aimed at all of you in this doorway.
Fuck, let's get it.
Would you say Sonder, are you there in the back with Sol? Would you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's
You see
fucking get it.
the old, what looks to be the one in the lead. And where might you think you're going?
Renan and Elvish. Fuck.
Going to set down my animal friends down on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling that to him? He's like, "What do you think you're doing?" Like, I'm gonna put these people down, and then I'm gonna kick your ass.
Why, you're gonna put the animals down? Really?
Oh no!
I was
just
just put down today.
So I want to try something.
Are you saying anything or not replying? Either of you two.
Well, I want to do something. Not so much say something, but do something.
Okay. Sonder, are you saying anything?
I'm gonna say about ready to kick your ass, and then I'm going to use a key point and use my dash, my super dash. It's my step of the wind.
Okay. What are you doing, Sol?
Well, I was gonna do a spell.
Well, you still what are you doing?
So, Soul's just gonna whistle in response for a while, like a prolonged whistle.
Yeah.
It's gonna start off like a whistle, then it's gonna start sounding like wind. He's casting Wind Wall.
Okay.
Pretty
Counterspelled.
Shit.
One of the side wizards like waves her wand and the spell like as the whistle gains or starts to gain, it like just immediately grows silent and silenced. The lead wizard puts his wand up like this. Wait. It's like, Sonder, you're like running forward. It's like, wait.
Do I?
That's up to
Is
you.
there like a sidewall that I can?
Well, I mean, this is like a big kitchen, so
Oh,
there's like a countertop probably is between like a little kitchen island that's between you two.
oh.
And he just like says wait, and you can stop if you want or keep moving forward.
I'll pause then. I'll stop. So I don't use. Yeah, that's fine. I won't move.
What was the fate of Valravn?
Dead as a doornail.
Are you out? Are you there too?
I thought I was following.
Okay, no, I'm just asking because I wanted to know who all was here in this. As like I was saying, who was the ones that were trailing behind. So we'll just say it's you three. Okay, cool.
Valravn has fallen. He's nothing now.
Turned into really gross substance.
Right.
There's a moment.
Your efforts are fruitless. Just leave. We have gotten this far, and it won't be long before you all are fallen as well. If we have killed him, and also the snakes, you'll be easy prey. And I'll use an intimidation check. Presence of the dragon.
Sure.
Okay.
The lead wizard just kind of like seems to consider your words for a second, and then when you say that you have killed the snakes, they see their demeanor change.
It is a 21.
Nat 21? Fuck yeah.
That is unfortunate. Go. Continue to leave with our blessing. You have done the Empire a great service this day.
Ooh. Okay. Nice.
But if you and your band ever show your faces in Veltalar again, be assured the full might of the Empire will come crashing down on your head.
Dun 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 dun. Sorry.
Nice.
Renan says from the background.
Did I successfully intimidate?
Your message was because of what?
Did I successfully intimidate? Because if I failed, then I can use this feature to turn a failure into a success.
What he does is he adds this to it.
Make an insight check.
Okay. Now it's working. That didn't do very well. It was a 10.
10.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to say. Their demeanor changed. It's hard to say whether it was a success or a failure.
I'll just like
but
silently,
the other red wizards lower their wands and just start filing back out of the room, leaving the one who seems to be in charge behind. And he almost does this like he points his wand at his eyes and then points at you. Hark my words.
As we leave, I'm going to do that like water tribe like, and then
Nice.
screw it behind me like, and like turn around.
Those of you who are on the outside of this side of the castle, the moment you have exited the side passage, this large form of this airship kind of comes flying around the corner. Where is my... There we go. As Ardrin, you have yet to have seen an airship as of yet, although the stories exist of such things from times long past. But it definitely looks a bit like something out of myth, as this like flying water ship, like, but comes flying around the corner. No sails, save for 3 what look like masts, both 2 sticking out the sides and 1 on top, and this ring of elemental energy that seems to be supporting it in the air as it kind of like swoops back and around, and bringing the back side of it down. You can see the like a cargo hatch in the back as it moves.
Just picture the ring sort of refracting white lights, or just like ripples at the edges with almost like a fractal rainbow kind of thing.
Oh, 100%. But as it arrives, brings itself over and in, and kind of stops for a second. The door opens, and those of you who are here standing on the outside see a familiar figure like gesturing from the inside of the ship for you guys to enter as quickly as possible, as Galil stands there. And eventually everybody starts catching the rest of you out. Sonder, Sol, and Renan catch up with Kindred. Kindred like almost immediately drops the animal and starts running forward, like, oh my god, you're alive. Over to you, Galil.
I know. Sorry, I had to sneeze.
You're fine.
All over
The animals.
Kindred.
The animals are. You're allergic to them.
God, no. Yeah, I'm alive. Hurry up and get in before anything else happens.
Iskra, you like see all of this. Ardrin, Syra, Terwin, they all kind of start like piling inside. Sonder, Sol, Renan, you guys.
Do I notice that Kindred is like beat the fuck up?
Yes.
When she walks by, I slap her ass and healing hands.
Nice.
As I'm gonna start running onto the ship too.
Okay.
And as I pass Khalil, I'm gonna like quick give him like a side hug and be like, whatever Afriel did to get you back, it must have been some trick. And then run onto the ship. Talk more later. And carrying the animal still.
Yeah. Renan.
Is there enough room on the reclaimer for the horses?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Plenty.
You're gonna find out how big this thing is.
I'll run on, like, kind of almost.
Oh yeah, Renan. You've seen this ship, haven't you?
He's never been on it though.
No, I've been on it, but that was when I first got here, and that's when it broke down.
Yeah.
So
I was
never
like,
got any
correlation
questions.
there.
Yeah.
I know, right?
And Renan dies now because he got on the boat.
So was this thing like it was there for the first episode, but then they didn't have enough budget to keep it running, so they just let it stay stationary?
The budget went to the new character Renan while he fell down, blowing up a tree.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos decided he really liked the series though, so now we've got a larger.
Oh my god.
It's
amazing.
So I'm gonna like running onto the ship, carrying one of the critters.
Mhm.
I'll put it on the ship. Like the whole time I'm walking in, I'm like not taking my eyes off Renan or off of Galil. I'm looking into myself. I'm not taking my
Introspection's
eyes
important.
off Galil as I walk up onto the ship, kind of like not wanting to take my eyes off him or he might disappear again.
The ship is back.
And
In more ways
I
than one.
slowly walk backwards off the ship and just kind of broadcast through the spy's murmurs. If you could follow me, be at the edge of time, and I take off in the air.
North, while you're in the 4th floor, I'm going to peek out the windows. You do see the airship flying like low now and around the eastern side of the castle.
Am I at a place to where I can bust a window and like run on top of the roof, or do I need to go a little further?
You're on
up?
the 4th floor of a tower, so no.
It's just a plain tower. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So you can the ceiling, the closest ceiling is like since it's like a 2-story structure. It's like 2 stories down from you, but it is a bit of a jump.
Well, I'm going to leave one sword in, but kind of take one out and hold it the opposite way so I can run with it. But I'm going to start running up to the roof, and then on the spy's murmur, after hearing, you said that to everyone, right?
Who?
Renan.
Yeah. I
After hearing that,
broadcast
my North will remember, like, oh, right. I'll be like, hey, I'm back in the ballroom tower area, heading to the roof now. And then I'll just start
All
running.
right. I guess I changed direction.
And lead them directly into the castle where they all crash and burn.
At the end.
He said follow them.
As the reclaimer is starting to gain some altitude, here's what I'm imagining. Like the camera pans with Renan as he's about to fly over the castle, and North runs out of some door onto a roof, keeps running, and Renan just like grabs his arms and takes off. That's
I
what
can
I'm
see
imagining.
everything, Jack.
If I have to roll for this to happen, then
I can show you.
Or just waves at North as he flies by.
No.
You know, I could just echo into your arms because I can see where you're at.
That's so
romantic.
Aw.
Consent
I
is
can
sick
show you.
I was
the
like, if he
world.
knows that he's even gonna appear there, otherwise you just bamf in front of him and then continue to
Yeah,
fall.
just like face plants into North.
I mean, I'm athletic enough. I can be like, okay, I'm gonna boof myself a little ahead of him.
For
You
the
always
sake,
throw
How
the pass
athletic
ahead
you
of the
are.
game.
Oh,
Time
gosh.
to roll.
for the sake of everyone's freaking sanity, you managed to get North. We're not going to go into details how or what
canon.
happened. I don't even care.
canon.
You
Fair.
grab North and bring him along for the journey.
I still want to say what Soul does when he sees Galil.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so he's hurrying along now, especially since there was red wizards. He sees Galil. He runs past him a little bit. He drops down the animals gently. Runs
Oh.
back over to Galil. Yeah, tries to give him a big hug and like lifts him up. Do you allow it, Galil?
Still,
It's good to see you. We were worried that you were dead, and then he starts to squeeze tighter. And
okay.
tighter. He's like, but don't do that again. And then he lets him down.
Okay. We'll talk later. Oh, I want to keep an eye out still.
Yep. Make a perception check. As the ship starts to lift off the ground.
I heard the animals inside.
I should really balance
Are
this.
there any unmanned ballista or anything?
Yes.
I'm gonna grab one, then get myself set up.
But currently there are 3 because Galil was the only one manning them. So there's 2. One on each side and one in the front.
23.
23. You notice that as the ship starts lifting off, you can see that there are soldiers, Thayan and otherwise, on the castle tower, or castle walls, I should say, as you guys are lifting off, and they just watch you leave.
Wow. I'm gonna wave bye to them.
How far away are we exactly?
Bye.
Probably like about 100 feet or so.
100 feet, you say?
Most
Yeah.
of all, Scarecrow.
Oh no.
What would you like to do?
Well, some people like to wave goodbye. They're like, Eldritch Blast.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
That guy
I'm-
in particular.
If there are Thayans watching us and I'm on a ballista, I'm probably going to fire at them.
Give him a good maelstrom.
26 and 19.
Can I Sacred Flame?
Everyone's just gonna unload on these. Sure, why not?
Hey, they said we could leave. We never said that we'd go peacefully.
Yeah. They're just
And they're
kinda,
Thayans, fuck them.
yeah, fair enough.
26
Here's a nice
and 19,
big
do they
thank
hit?
you.
Yeah, that hits.
It's a deck save 14.
15 and why is this not letting me do the second one?
Well, the one Sacred Flame is just one target. He rolled an 18, natural 18 on his deck save.
Fuck you.
So total 26 damage to one dude.
One guy flies backwards off the parapet, not the parapet, but the wall there. He goes just flying backwards and off the castle. You can see them all start diving for cover.
Doing
as
the
another
goofy Yahoo!
Wait, do we see? Do me
You do
see
not,
this
because
while
you
we're in
guys
the air?
because you guys are already flying towards where the caravan is. This is as the ship is behind. It would be behind you guys basically.
Literally a parting shot. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm going to go to the speaker system.
There you go.
Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I'm gonna go to the speaker system and say, "Krama Ili."
Okay. You go over to the speaker system and God damn it. Where's the thing?
There it is.
Is that you, wet boy?
Yes, it is good to see you again.
Glad you
How are
made
the
it up.
boys?
Glad you made it back on board.
Everyone is safe.
Yeah, for the moment.
How
Now
are
we're
the boys?
following that winged fella.
Hmm.
You gonna make your way up to the bridge or what?
Yes, I'm coming.
She doesn't.
Okay, and I'll
She doesn't
assist
reply.
with her maintenance and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone on board the airship as it starts crossing Veltalar north in the arms of an angel or whatever.
Probably
And-
with my bow out as his little artillery man.
Literally fly away from here.
Yeah, as you guys fly towards where you last left Renan, or where last Renan left the cart and horses. We'll
Do
go
we
ahead.
see any pockets of fighting or anything?
We'll get back to that because we're gonna go on break right now.
All right.
This is as good a spot as any as you guys fly
Meanwhile,
towards the.
Twiggy is on the roof going.
Wait for
You bastards.
We will be right back. Give us 10 minutes to recharge, and we will see you in a moment. All right.
They're gonna be having the Final Fantasy VII theme of when they first get the airship.
I should have. That would have been great. All right. So, the party now back on the familiar airship of the Reclaimer. For those of you
slightly improved.
Slightly improved. Yeah, actually, you do notice as you are moving about through the ship, the guns, the ballista on either side have been revamped and are no longer normal ballista, but in fact have almost like a sort of like runic tablet on them to give you options as far as stylized ballista shot sort of thing.
Murder in style.
Murder.
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 As everybody there for for Arjun's sake, this airship does have 3 levels. The first level that you entered into is this cargo space. Almost like a big open storage area, and it's not terribly small for the size of the ship. It does take up a good portion of the back lower section of the ship. Having been guided into, there are 2 doors on either side, and on the inside you can see already the shape of the bottom half or bottom section of the ship as it kind of starts to curve upwards. But there's like a center section that seems to have a bunch of smaller doors, little compartments that you imagine to be like living spaces of some sort, whereas the sides offer what looks like little storage cubbies that kind of hang along the side of the walls like rib cages to allow for storing of various materials. As everybody starts maneuvering up to different spaces, I imagine you probably follow the rest of the gang as you see that they are familiar with this vessel. The center section does have rooms that hug the outside with an inner hallway that runs down the length of the ship. And on the back side, what would be like next to the upper section of this cargo hold are 2 rooms that have ballista that are pointed outwards into open doorways. And on the very front of the ship, you can see there is another section that looks like it has another ballista up front. And then there
also has Iskra.
and also one of them has. Oh, which one are you in? The front one?
I'll take
Or one
She's
of the
loaded
sides?
in the ballista.
the starboard
Yes,
one.
the ballista.
The starboard side? Okay.
Sea of Thieves.
Wow.
I am the
Sonder,
weapon.
are you going up to the bridge?
Yeah, I'm gonna help with like ensuring that everything's being loaded and that there's proper ammo and then go and see what Illy wants me to do.
Okay.
I've been trying to corral the animal people somewhere where they can hunker down for a minute.
Sure. You're gonna find one of the rooms in the center section. And kind of just put them in the room. Kindred probably would volunteer to bring them into one of the empty rooms that is there.
She
long are we
regained
gonna be
11 health
flying
points,
for?
by the way.
Okay, cool. I'll put that in. And here.
How far away is the carriage?
On the other side of the city.
We can get to it.
Yeah. Soul, what are you doing? Where are you going?
So when the airship took off, he kind of forgot for a moment what it felt like. So he kind of
Yeah, you can feel it kind of like maneuver up and around. It's
Breathing into a paper
You-
bag.
also
So
do
you just-
feel that the ship is more maneuverable now than it was before. It moves a lot
meaning-
more nimble. Not
Okay,
like
so
super. It's not jerkier, but it just moves at a faster pace. The speed has increased.
So he's going to decide to stay up on top and keep a lookout just in case if anyone starts to fire upon them.
From the outside? Okay.
He's gonna ready a spell.
All right. Terwin is going to see where she is most useful and probably try and take up one of the gunning positions since she is a expert archer. or had been, in her earlier days.
She was level 20, but in her retirement in Dota, she's regressed to like 8.
Yeah. She was a ranger at one point, a really proficient ranger. I would say then that Syra is probably going to watch over the animals, trying just to make sure that they are safe or whatever. Galil, where are you going?
I'm trying to get back to. Well, I'm going back to the bridge.
Going back up to the bridge. All right. So you and Renan is with North. Ardrin, you have your choice of people to follow, or what would you like to do?
Two things. If all the gunnery positions are manned, he'll
There's
just
still
follow.
one.
There's still one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he would be proficient in flying siege weapon, but yeah, if no one's gonna take that, I'd be like, all right,
sure. Plus, from this lower vantage point, you're able to like kind of sit into this like harness chair to kind of like keep yourself from flying out, but also gives you a clear view outside of the ship, so you have your own ranged magic that you can use on top of whatever.
I just want to point out that he has spent decades in the Feywild, almost like happily enjoying the shenanigans there, and this is still the coolest thing he's gotten to see all day.
Day's not done yet. All right, so as you guys, Sonder and Galil, as you guys head up to the bridge, you do see that Sonder, this bridge has been updated since Sonder was last here. Mm-hmm. And now the controls are more elaborate, and there's like a seated position on either side of the bridge room where Sparrow and Grackle are currently kind of helping with piloting the ship, and you can feel that it moves smoother and quicker as it follows North and Renan across the ship, across the way. You see, Illy looks up from her flight controls as she's like looking focused on Renan, but then looks up at you. She still has her little twig that at the edge of it has like the little bit that is singed and burning away. She like takes it away, and there's a slight scent of cinnamon in the air. She looks you up and down. Well, I half expected you to be a little more beat up, but it looks like the time apart has done you pretty well.
I could say the same of you.
Yeah, well,
This ship looks amazing now.
we had some help back in the Silvery Moon. I'm glad to finally get out of that place, though. It's stuffy as hell with all those wizards and shit.
I bet.
But I will say, she moves faster than ever, and we got a couple of surprises to boot. Galil here has more of the information. I'm a bit busy trying to follow that winged bastard of yours.
I'm gonna give her a quick hug.
She puts a quick arm pat up on the shoulder, and then she continues to fly, following Renan. Renan, I'm assuming you're leading them back to where the carriage is located?
Yep.
And then I'm gonna slap Galil on his butt.
So everyone's
so many butt slaps going on.
I was gonna say,
First off,
the night
that's how I've always viewed
yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
with healing hands. Secondly, this is just sexual assault because I did not consent to this.
How dare you? Illy's just kind of like, ha! Laughs a little. Nothing. Some things never change.
Third off, I give Sandra a hug too.
Okay. I'll give up.
He was kind of worried for a second. Is there a Silver Moon HR? There should be.
Does this count as a mile high club?
Yeah.
Well, the ship's been updated. There's new departments.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, once we get back to a Tet, you guys have some
Explaining
Some
to do.
counseling
to attend.
sessions to go
Oh
to.
shit.
A Tet is HR. She's everything.
Oh, good. Good luck with that.
By the way, question for the DM.
Yeah.
I know Kindred mentioned something about 30 minutes for short rest. Is that like an elvish thing?
No, it says short rest is not a 30 minutes; it's an hour.
Oh, okay. Well, you were saying like, oh, in 30 minutes I'll be able to. I was just wondering because I know that for me and him, it's like a 4-hour long rest. I didn't know what it was for a short rest.
Short rest, yeah, short rest is still like still the hour of like chilling. So it hasn't exactly been a chilling moment.
Well, and Kindred doesn't get the 4-hour long rest either.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yep.
I do.
All right. So, as you guys follow Renan leads you to the last place where he had left the wagon and the horses. So, what is the goal?
Bring it on the board.
Okay. Are you bringing just the horses? Or are you bringing the wagon as well?
The wagon.
The wagon fits.
If it fits, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's.
The horses down
Imagining
below.
a
and then-
horse and carriage set up
I-
running up
I
the
have-
back of a
I have a
C-130.
Oh God.
Yeah. All right.
You just
Hey,
see
Matt.
Renan sitting there. Yeah. Oh shit! This is not going to be fun.
I imagine the carriage is on top of the airship, just like sliding around while it's like flying.
We'll bring 2 of each animal on board. They will all fit.
How many animals did y'all get?
We have 2
Yes.
of each. Male
We
and a
have-
female.
We have a Clydesdale, an Andalusian, and a what was it, Iskra? Last horse.
Oh
breed?
gosh, I don't
Hmm.
remember what our 3 horse types were.
You remember its name?
A buckskin.
Sure. I left that in you guys' capable hands. You
I
have
know,
3
but it
horses,
should-
and one
within
of
my
them is a
description
big
at
one.
point.
Can I just slap the ass and watch it spook away, running into the forest?
I mean, once it's on the ship, go for it. Otherwise, I'm gonna probably shoot you with an Eldritch Blast.
So I'm gonna do that to see what happens.
Oh, God.
You're the worst. Wait, are you
Okay,
really?
well, I've
Yeah, I'm doing it. Before
I'm
he
sure-
jumps it on the ship.
Make an animal handling check with disadvantage.
They banish it back to the abyss.
Oh no! The horse.
You know what? You need some more time to think.
It rebounds and hits Oreo.
14 and a 20. So 14 wins, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Plus my animal handling. Plus 3, 17.
so I'm
as
working.
as
I'm-
much as you're trying to like get the horse to like run off, it winds up running into the airship instead.
Ah, screw you. Granted, there's a very mad horse on the airship now, but
Yeah, I mean, it was, you guys met it. It is a somewhat of a snug fit, especially for the carriage, but you do take up the entirety of the cargo space with the 3 horses and the carriage in there. It is able to close, you're able to get it in, but you're not going to be fitting anything else into this space.
Oh, yeah? Watch me.
Okay, well, you know what I mean. Under normal circumstances, barring magic interference, you're not getting anything else into this
Fair
space.
enough. You knew what I was talking about.
All right. So the whole process probably takes, we'll say, about 30 minutes or so to kind of get everything settled, put in. The horses strapped to where they're not going to just like go roaming around. Although they are, like try and ease them down and calm them down enough to where they're able to kind of lay down as best as they can for the flight until like the ship starts to take up off into the air again. As you guys are down here, Ileana's like just shaking her head, hands on her hips. And where exactly are we supposed to be taking these things?
Somewhere safe. Anywhere we can get away from this town.
Which kind of brings up the next question. Where the fuck are we going now?
Ardrin, would you know anywhere in the Yorwood that we could lay low?
Is the gunnery position that he took up anywhere near?
Oh,
near
yeah.
You
one-
can use the
Oh,
pipe
wait.
system to talk to him now.
Hey,
so-
Ardrin!
What
May
the
the-
sh-
Yeah, the voice kind of comes up, and you hear the echoing reverb.
Tell him
There's
to
nothing
hold
on
the
the
button
radar,
down
sir.
next to his head.
Hello,
It's a-
Ardred.
It's a big red and
There you
black
go,
button.
just like that. Good job.
Is there anywhere in the other world that we could lay low for a bit? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm looking
Hello?
at my
Are you
notes,
pooping?
the player, because I don't think you gave me a specific spot other than just
You don't.
your wood in general.
Yeah. You have, to
But
get
Arjun,
to.
the character. Would
Yeah.
know.
To get to Arjun. Yes and no. Like, basically to get there, you have sent more people there. I guess you may have been there a couple of times. You have a general idea of like whereabouts it is, but not by air.
Would he have a better indication that Syra would know because she seems to be more scouty?
So yeah, Syra or Thurwin.
Let me go find Syra. She probably has a better idea of how to get where we want to go.
Sounds good. We'll be at the bridge.
And there'll be a pause as he's still trying to fumbling with the button. Yeah, I'll be there in a sec.
Where
That's sick.
where Ardren's at? Like where the guns are? I'm assuming there'd be some like cache of like artillery there as well. Like
It's not like normal based artillery.
well, either way, I'd probably go in there and take like a little nap for the flight.
There are rooms with beds.
Oh no! I want to be there just in case if shit goes down, I can immediately help.
Okay.
Isn't where the artillery is basically just like an open pit with a swivel chair with a giant crossbow attached to it?
It's not a I mean, it doesn't like hang out like the mount itself.
Not
kind
like
of like
in there, yeah.
Yeah, and just in that room, close by. There's
the side way where you have a couple of men. They're like, oh shit, we're in battle now. Let's jump into our pods.
No, but we'll say there's a spot that you can like kind of get cozy in that room. Sure.
Arjun will go find Syra and
Bring
wherever
her-
she happens to be.
Yeah, she's in the center. What you imagine to be the crew cabins, with Kindred and like this one room that had once belonged to another member of the party, and is now filled with horses, cats, and other four-legged creatures. You take Syra up to the bridge, and now on the deck of the ship, as it starts to lift up a little bit above the fog, Syra gives a general direction for you guys to head if you guys are wanting to head towards the she does speak of a place called the Cluster, and then that is where you should be able to find safe respite somewhere close by until you decide where you're going to be going. But that is normally where they take any refugees.
What was the aerial time?
I mean, we haven't got to that point yet.
Oh.
I'm just seeing if anybody else wants to say or do anything.
I would say for Soul, if it ever looks like they're out of danger and in the clear, then I think he'll message to everyone that he's going to rest up to.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So try and rest up. General direction. I mean, there's no like specific map. So your wood is a massive expanse of wood that covers the center of this peninsula. So once you guys are out of the city or out of the range of the city, which happens with fair ease, those of you who are near the turrets. So I guess Iskra, Ardrin, and will have noticed that as you guys pass the large tower that was the watchtower's headquarters, that top cap of it seems to be missing and collapsed inwards. But then you guys pass outside of the city and start heading over fields and eventually over the wood. You figure that you are about as safe as you can be at the moment, away from the city. So if you guys wish to reconvene, Syra is going to stay up on the bridge and kind of just keep an eye out for whatever sign she can. This is also not a trip that she has ever made via air, so she's just doing the best she can as knowing the directions she needs to go. So you guys have a little bit of time before you potentially reach your destination. What are you guys doing?
Arjun would like to find where the group is mostly congregated.
I'm at the horses.
Okay.
I'm gonna just take my hands off of the controls for the side gun and just kind of slump down a little bit in the chair and just let out a sigh.
You stare. Do you keep the door open as you watch like the greenery go by, or kind of close it?
Yeah, it'll still be open. I'm just hanging there in it at this point.
As you're staring out into that, as the green is passing by at a relatively quick pace. Make a charisma check for me.
Ooh. How super cool am I? Was I?
Wow.
Let's see.
Should have the AC on.
Yeah.
That technically landed in a corner between 1 and 13.
Go
so
for
I
it.
have to roll it.
Go for it.
It's like in the edge of the notebook. All right.
Wait, no, that's not here.
10.
10?
10.
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to find the right. There's the slightest presence in your mind. Something that sounds almost like a secondary version of you, your own voice. There's not so much the words that are present as much as the feeling of accomplishment. You did well. You survived.
I did do pretty good, didn't I? I mean, a lot of people didn't make it out, but I did.
That's what matters. You are more powerful than you imagined.
I think it's just this place. I feel more connected here. But
Maybe there is more to be found in this place then. Potential. I like it. And that presence kind of fades from your mind a little bit as you hear the loudest whistle just pierce right outside the door as Grekel, I believe, is the one who oh wait, that is not the right sound. Grekel is the one who does the little penny whistle that you had bought him and just has tried to surprise you by blowing it as loud as possible in this moment of calm, just pew! And just kind of, if there was that moment where the cat falls off the countertop and
Yes.
flies through the air, that is basically almost what you did. It just totally
jolt forward and get caught in the straps.
Yeah. Iskra! He runs forward and like leaps this tiny gnome boy flying through the air as he like
Grab him and
tackles
pull him
you.
towards me.
It's so good to see you again.
You really got us out of a rough spot there.
Well, that's what I do. Because, I'm an adventurer now.
So I can see. First Silvery Moon, now this.
I get to use the gun sometimes. I haven't actually shot anything yet, but I'll know how to use it. So if you want to learn, I can teach you.
I could use it. These runes mean nothing to me.
They're really cool. There was this like really big furry guy, and he helped me like design all of these things.
Soul helped you with this?
No. It was
Chewbacca?
His name was Gruff.
I think I remember seeing him around.
Yeah, he was back in Silvery Moon.
So, what did Gruff say these ones do?
This one here makes things explode. This one
I
here
kind of laughed.
shoots lightning. And this one, what was the third one again? Frost. This one kind of makes things go really slow and freeze in place.
I'm like, there was a gas one.
Was there another one? I thought that was only 3. There might have been 4. I forgot.
Was there? Wait,
Yeah.
I think I have the picture somewhere.
It's a poison cloud.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
This
There's
one's
the explosion fire one.
This
There's
one makes
fire, frost, and poison.
This one makes things smell really bad.
I laugh at the last one. Like,
It's like a whole bunch of farts in one bomb. It's worse than when Grandma does it.
What the heck you really mean by this?
Yeah, I mean, he kind of gives you a little more detail. Basically, one does a. Let me see if I can find this real quick, because I have the file. I think I know I sent it to Galil.
Yeah, it's literally right there on my page.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
Fire Blast, Frost Rime, and Brew 57.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So not the lightning. There was 3,
No.
but it was the poison cloud, basically, and then the frost one, and then a fire blast. It's like basically a fireball. And there's an explosion at the end. But he's like, and then also we have other things that the ship can do now. It can go faster and farther, and we have like shields that can protect us, and then we can make it like disappear in the clouds, and then we can even like if you stand there and concentrate really hard, you can even like fix the ship from like coming apart.
Commander, give me Starfleet command. Somebody stole the Discovery.
I know an inventor who would be very impressed by this. I know I am.
Oh, you mean what was her name? She was really cranky all the time. She was a gnome right in a tet. We didn't see her this time when we passed through, but I do remember her. She's kind of mean.
With her boba tea.
She made me these great boots, though.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of smart and cool or whatever, but I mean, I think Gruff's better.
Don't let her hear you say that.
I would never. She'd probably feed me to her metal dog thing.
I laugh.
I'm glad you're back, and he like gives you another hug again.
It's like, why don't you show me around, Grackle?
Okay, come on. He like hops off and like
Let
runs
him
down
give you the tour.
Yeah. Okay. Soul, you're napping.
I left the door open as well in case anyone needs to wake him up or if he hears danger.
Okay. Renan, you are with the horses. North, you are also napping, but staying close by. Ardrin, are you staying in the area or moving on to kind of explore?
He'll find somewhere to kind of just maybe sit on the bridge or something, or wherever there's less chaos but still being aware of things. And he'll kind of just, I guess, trance out for an hour. Try and get back his spells and everything.
Sounds good. And it is probably we'll say it is a short rest time, so you guys can take a short rest as you guys start to approach. Night is now starting to fall, which is going to make finding this location slightly more difficult. But you guys, after the short rest, feel like you're getting somewhat close, and so now everyone's kind of been called to either the deck or the various to either the two sides of the front gunnery position to kind of keep an eye out down below, looking for any sign of a break within the deep forests of the Yorewood. Go ahead and have everybody make perception checks that will be doing that. And those of you who are going to remain on the inside or whatever, you guys don't have to do that.
I was actually going to say that if I'm going to be taking a short rest, I'd go up to the top deck. After being underground for a little while, I'm a little scared crazy.
Ardrin, on the top deck of this ship, so the back end has where the bridge is, and there's like a little bit of a storage kind of section that it's lifted up on. But there is also in the center, just below the main pylon there in the middle, there is a little like observation lounge. It's basically like a little closed in area
that say a big red button, don't push, will fall out of the sky.
For emergency stop, press here.
The whole ship just resonates with powering down.
You guys fall from the sky. So,
sorry, observation.
It's just like it sits in the middle, so it's kind of more for long distance observation, but it allows you to sit on the top deck in the safety of like an indoor area, but with glass windows all the way around, so that you're not like buffeted by wind or elements. You're just able to like sit on the deck in a closed space, just so that you know
that's where he would have then found a space to long rest or short rest.
Yeah, I just that way you knew where. Yeah, because in the middle deck there is a galley in the back section, and the front section there is like a small dining room where all the main crew cabins are. That's in the middle deck, and then the top deck has just that. Like that one thing.
To make the perception checks.
Whoever was going to be aiding in looking out for, Therowind and Syra are going to be up there looking.
And if he's up there, he
can I see anything from like that little artillery?
Sure. You can keep an eye out on the windows from that spot. What was it? 24? 23? Cool.
23.
Yeah. Arjun?
13. He's had a long day.
Yeah. But you're keeping an eye out. Galil, what are you doing?
You had a long day? I fucking died.
17.
17. So, are you staying, just kind of chilling in your room then? Or gonna aid with looking?
Yeah, I better. I'm trying to use my hit die to heal up, and then now.
Sure. Iskra, what are you gonna be doing?
I guess after Grackle's done showing me around, I will gather with everybody else. Iskra's beat up, but she's not one to rest until she knows that everything's good. So.
Right.
Say, is there any crew members on board that aren't like big characters, like just NPCs or whatnot?
No, that was like the extent of the crew is basically Illy and her two boys, and the only other people that were on the ship was Galil.
Is there anybody else down there with me and Iskra in the artillery place?
Iskra's moved on. Yeah, Sandra can be around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm like learning.
Never mind then. Irrelevant.
I will have dropped my things off.
In
at
your
my old
in your room.
Is it still essentially the same?
Yep.
Or have those changed at all?
Nice.
Nope. All the rooms are still as you left them, basically cleaned. Everything definitely looks like a cruise. You know, whenever you go on a cruise or something, and like the room's been cleaned and all the beds are like super made and everything. It definitely looks like no one's been in here for a little while.
It's like a towel swan.
Yep.
And kind of, flex my beat up body and head up to the top to do what I can to help.
Khalil, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to figure out where we're going first off.
Yeah.
There's a chunk in the Yorewood.
Yeah. You guys have been traveling for about an hour now, and as the moon starts to light the tops of the trees around you, you can see occasionally that some trees are taller than others. Some stick out in weird ways, like almost at odd angles, where like the tree ground, the normal like roof of the treetops are cover like the floor, and then a tree will come out at like a weird angle, like as a tall pine that doesn't even seem to belong. You can see that the woods are definitely thick and wild here, but eventually you hear Therowyn, those of you who are on the deck, shout from the front. She points, there. And the ship kind of starts to like slow and circle around. And you can see that there is like a couple open spaces, almost like small glades in the middle of this wood. And you can see as you kind of slow down that there is this faint bluish hue of light that kind of radiates from under the canopy. And the reclaimer eventually slows enough and finds a place to settle down. And you have a brief moment of a flashback from the last time the reclaimer dipped below the forest canopy way on your trek up to Silvery Moon, and how far down you had traveled. And this is not nearly as deep of a wood as that was, but you still have trees that tower probably a good 100 feet or so above you.
As soon as we landed, I would have went out to the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Primeval awareness.
You close your eyes and sense outwards as far as you can. Are you focusing on any one particular thing, or just see what you can sense?
See what I can sense.
And what is it again?
Any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiend, or undead present in 1 mile of me.
There is an instant, almost licorice-like feeling of sweet yet strange twist to magic that lends itself to fae. A really strong presence of fae.
Fey Wild.
Gotta make sure.
Yeah.
With you.
I know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
You smell the abyss.
Curls your nostril hairs. Let's see here.
The air taste of Sambuca.
All right, what's everybody doing?
Well,
I'm
if
gonna get up to go meet with everyone.
Spell. Let's take out one.
When we're landing, where are the guns facing? Are they still on the sides? Or are they, like...
I would say that for flight, the guns have been rolled inward, so they're not sticking out as much from either side. The doors remain open.
Do they have any maneuverability to kind of look around?
No, they're not like swivel mounted or anything, but they are retracted into the ship. So whenever they're stuck out a little bit, it's just enough to give you like a cone field of view. It doesn't like stick out. It's not on a gimbal or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
This is not World War II bomber jets or anything like that style. Yeah.
Snoopy.
Iskra, could I steal you for a moment?
You bet. Where can I find you?
I'm on the port side of the top deck.
All right, I head that direction, still dressed in my now slightly roughed up
Suddenly goats.
Band costume attire.
Sherwood costume attire. Yeah.
Alright.
The dangly pieces of like strips of robe jingling around as I walk.
Therwin comes by you as you walk towards Renan. She just kind of like looks you up and down, and then keeps going.
So as you approach, I'm just leaning over leaning my arms on the edge of the railing of the ship.
I'm gonna go and join him in a similar posture.
Belroven, when he died, you went back into that same room after we left.
You really messed him up. I mean, that was the closest fight we've been in yet, but is that really necessary?
Not all of that was me. He should have looked like a desiccated corpse, not a puddle of goo on the ground. That was something else entirely. When he was dying...
Have any idea what?
He said that this is not the last we would see of them. Did you see what was on his neck? Or the necklace, rather.
I reach down and pull it up. It doesn't mean anything to me, but I thought maybe somebody would know something. Let it kind of dangle and twirl.
I kind of pull away from it a little bit. I, for one, won't be touching it. And to some extent, I don't think you should either. It's not cursed, it's just... There are many lessons Hersonos imparted to me when I became one of... Well, you know.
I quick rotate my hand over and look at the bracket-shaped tattoo on my arm.
Indeed. That symbol. Valravan was our enemy in more ways than one. Not just they. All of us.
I shudder a little, getting goosebumps, and think back to Ravnica when Criterion let me know that there were forces that couldn't have the pendant that is Aliquin's that now sits around my neck. And think that these must be those same people. Whatever you know about this, I think it's time that I know.
We're not the only band of merry misfits traversing many worlds. There are other things out there, other groups out there, some of which are more dangerous than others, and I would like to think that the Knights are some of the most dangerous in the best possible way. But that, one of the few things that I was told to fear.
How do we get ready for this? Do we need to call backup, or is that allowed?
It's certainly not as easy as you'd think it is. And we're spread thin as it is.
Right. Then
We can try.
you and me then. Can we let the others know, or do we need to start tracking this down right away? It sounds like the answer's yes.
Probably. But also, the way that this feels to me, I feel like fighting Thay is a good way to start. But this is information that we need to make certain gets back to the right people.
Right. I don't really know how to do this. It just, when someone arrives, for me, that's when I talk. I can't do it the other way.
We'll discuss that further, but
I kind of look around to see if anyone is paying attention to us. Realizing that I'm speaking maybe a little bit louder than I should.
Soul's right there eating popcorn like Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy.
the entire party is right there. They all have lawn chairs, little umbrellas. Like, this is great. Keep going.
There are people. I mean, the party is now slowly gathering on the deck as like the gangplank is being lowered on the opposite side from where you guys are at, but no one is like super close by. They all seem to be getting kind of ready to
I
disembark.
just walk up behind them like, who should this only be told to? Like, no.
I use Thunderbelt immediately, just right on top of his head. Back off. No,
I go back to 1 hit point. Oh, not again.
No, I say to Iskra, let me ask, and I've reached for my pendant. At least the one person I may be able to talk to easily about this. We tell the rest of the party. It's not that I don't trust any of them. I don't want to get them involved in something that they're not ready for.
And anything we can do to keep them safe, that's my main goal.
Looking over my shoulder, is Galil on the top deck yet?
He just came up off from down below.
I'm looking over my shoulder at Galil. We only just got one of us back. And we've lost one in the process. It's not good losing friends unless we're commanded to.
Soul's not going to be happy with me keeping secrets.
Sure. Get something to put that ghastly thing in. Maybe talk to Kindred, make certain it's bound. I don't know if it's got anything on it, but I don't like it. I don't want it near me.
She's gonna want to know why, but I'm sure I can come up with something.
Yeah. Suppose I should go say something to Galil now.
Yeah. I think that he likes you more than he lets on.
Wasn't a whole lot that scared me more in my time here than looking at splintered wood across the water and figuring out that he wasn't there. So, turning around, I'll head back towards where the party is gathering.
Okay.
I'll mosey that way too. Take this thing and keep it how I've been keeping it for now. I don't have another way to transport it.
Put in your pocket. All right. So as everyone is kind of started to gather together, Therwin kind of stands before the rest of you guys. All right. So walking into the cluster is not exactly going to be super welcoming. She kind of looks around. I would imagine now, we probably have a few 100 eyes on us. Just for starters. We're very cautious of bringing outsiders here. It's usually more of a go-between to get refugees out. We haven't exactly told Vian that we were coming. And we also came in a large airship. So the fact that we're still here for the moment, it's pretty good.
At least we put the guns away.
That probably helped.
I did try to get word to him through the spider webs earlier, but I don't know how well that worked.
You know, Vian, she has her ways.
Before we venture on out there, I'd like to say a couple of words, if that's all right, folks.
By all means.
Assuming everyone's gathered up at this point.
Yeah.
Our heavenly spider, I would like to thank you for.
I whistle and
also
watch
fuck
come.
Lolth, I hate her.
Amazing.
I'm gonna be living with the idea for a long time that not everybody made it out of there. But because you helped, a lot more people did. So thanks. Your band's weird, though.
More.
Your band's weird, though.
I'm just like, what band?
That's a mood.
So I was gonna go over behind Julio and like kind of hug him like this.
Kindred's like, I'll tell you later, it's embarrassing.
Do I want to know?
I'm getting Aubrey Plaza vibes.
And you just see where as soon as you ask that, Renan's just shaking his head.
I mean, you also didn't get to hear us perform, so you should probably wait for judgment until then.
I wish we would have followed you faster.
By the way, we have a lot to
been
talk
able
about.
to stop him before he did whatever he did. So, failures all around, but some people did make it out. So let's maybe focus on that.
You're right.
What about the rest of the town? All we know is that they came in there with soldiers. They probably don't care about this little town. It's not in their country.
They're a little less focused on the average person. The people here that we're smuggling out are more magically inclined. Those were the targets. But the rest of that is another fight.
If it helps.
Yeah, you see that they brought a whole army, though. Just for these prisoners, they wanted to take out the whole town afterwards.
I mean, if it helps, all the towers were caving in.
Therwin,
and that was away from the castle. What about the monastery we went to?
Therwin and Syra look at each other, and Therwin speaks. Part of what we were doing with the underground is just focused on getting these people to safety. If you want to know what's going to happen to the rest of the town, I don't think they came with the intention of obliterating everyone. But I do think they came with the intention of an occupation. If anything, that would make our job potentially harder. That's one way of putting it.
They also knew about this beforehand, and that made me worried as well.
What are you gonna say?
Targeting us specifically too.
Renan?
In Elvish to Arjun, just stating, if any of these people are going to go towards that cluster, I certainly think the orb that we got from Balravan probably shouldn't go with.
He's gonna respond in common. I don't know what orb you're talking about. You're gonna have to illuminate that for me, because he was not in the room when that happened.
Still speaking in Elvish. Just to be stubborn, I guess.
Yeah. Fair.
What are they saying?
He's speaking. Arjun's speaking in common. Renan's being bitchy.
Oh, we'll translate to you what Renan is saying.
Balravan had an orb that cancelled magic within a certain distance. Places like this, and my home, are steeped in it. That orb could be a danger to you all.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that now instead of when we were starting to head here.
Get fucked.
I reveal this item. And I
So have they been
say
doing all
in-
magic for the last like 20 minutes and nothing's been firing off? And
No.
nothing says anything.
No. It's in.
No, it's
it's
off.
it's inactive.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Just
tap
chuck it into the wood.
the crystal on the top.
Nothing happens.
And say in broken Elvish, this got crushed. So I don't know exactly what's happening here, but
I love it.
there's a, Sander and I thought we could use it to fix.
Can you fix that?
You see, Kindred.
And then
Kindred goes.
I point over at like the
Club.
animals, or down towards the below deck.
Ooh, let me see. Kindred is going to.
I'm just like, Kendrick,
Smash
can
it
you
against the wall like a chocolate egg.
do something about that or translate what she's saying for us?
You might need a little
Kindred is like, give me 10 minutes and I can figure it out. But I don't think we have 10 minutes. And he's like looking around.
This is an anti-magic staff, of some kind.
How about we just keep Kindred? It's just like, how about we just keep that on the ship for now?
Maybe
Don't
it's
take it with us.
Maybe it's powered by people who are not magical.
I need everybody on the deck to make perception checks for me.
Don't like anything that is
Are we
not magic.
all on the deck now? Or I
Yeah.
don't know where we're actually gathered.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm up on the deck.
Iskra got a good perception check for once.
There we go.
22.
21.
Not at 21.
9.
15.
Fuck.
The guy that's probably been here before is the one that's gotten the lowest so far.
I would
That's probably because
argue
he's feeling
probably
really
for-
comfortable.
And actually,
23 and
for
24.
advantage just because he's here, but
I mean, he's probably feeling comfortable. He's like, oh, I've been here a million.
also,
I
you
also
are
would say
now
he can see in
focused.
perfect darkness.
Yeah, so he still can see. I was at this point where you guys start hearing the from above, and the blue, very like subtle blue light that's kind of like it's almost like a misty blue paleness that kind of covers the area around this forest. Little dancing light bugs that kind of skitter about in the air. It has a very Feywild like vibe to this space, even though they're just very much just a regular forest, but it's like almost like the
Are there any-
Feywild is leaking in.
Are there any aggressive, passive, or neutral kind of creatures, traps, animals of such within 10 feet of us?
No, because you are on a ship at the moment, so there is nothing
Oh, we're
within.
still, okay, never
yeah.
mind then.
Yes. You haven't disembarked. You just now lower the gangplank, but you haven't disembarked yet. I'm just saying from the trees that are kind of surrounding this area. You also hear, and this sending PTSD-like shivers down Sonder and Iskra's spine, the sudden appearance of things bamfing into existence where they once were not before. And you now, as you like are looking up and hearing these sounds, you see dozens. And then more dozens of white and blue spiders perched just outside of the field of range of the darkness up in the branches. Some of them hanging down from threads. Not attacking, they're just there.
That's fucking creepy.
Oh, those are pretty. Hello, spiders.
And you recognize them, having had seen them before in a somewhat more antagonistic sense.
Yeah, I kind of shrink back a bit.
Theroin like turns and faces the wood towards the brightest section of light, and you can see the underbrush start to kind of move as two large hulking earth elementals move through the brush out, and as they push some of the brush aside, a single individual walks forward. A mask of carapace and bone and fur kind of covering their face with these large decorated antlers that stick high above their head. The figure walks silently towards the foot of the gangplank. And Theroin steps in front of the gang on top and kind of does a bow. Vian, it's good to see you. We brought what we could from those who had been captured. We're looking to transport them further south. These are some allies that we have found. The brigade of 8, I was told.
I think we may have met, I'd say, stepping forward a little bit.
Those of you who are like there at the edges of the at the top of the ship, you recognize.
Looks around, realizing that we actually make up 8 people this time. Like, oh.
Yay.
Galil, you're just like, what is happening? What has been?
What did I come back
What
to?
did you come back to? As you see this individual there standing at the bottom.
I remember getting a knowledge of a past life thing whenever you mentioned this before with Captain Valraven. Seeing this in person, do I get any flashbacks of like hearing about this or seeing about other magic users?
Nothing related to this.
Okay.
She grabs at the base of the horns and removes the like helmet that she wears. Snow white hair falls down around her shoulders as this pale individual, a woman, looks up at you all and smiles. And that's where we end for tonight.
Oh. Yeah.
And we level up. And we level up. Well, yeah, you do level up, but we'll have to like, you guys can figure that out whenever. Hey, yeah, sure, rest. Why not? You guys level up. You go up to 11.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to 11.
Oh yeah, he had his great event already.
Yeah.
We'll say
we
that
don't
over
talk about that.
Yeah, over the rest. Yeah, I know. No one has asked you shit. And I'm like, they haven't seen you in days. Know that you have been gone, and no one. I was like waiting for someone to go and try and find you to see. I imagine Kindred probably would, but then Kindred's also like focused on trying to recover her spell slots, so
Yeah.
maybe not at the same time.
Renan was about to talk to him.
Renan was, yeah, probably, but he didn't. So I was like, well, next time. The interrogation can begin.
Oh, absolutely. There will be many questions.
As I'm sure. But yes.
Arjun wanted to say one last thing to
Go for it.
VN right as she takes all the helmets like, there's gorgeous.
Perfect. I love it. All right. Well, good job, everybody. Good job, everybody. You got out of Veltalar without mostly dying. Mostly. What an interesting little stopover that has been. Looking forward to seeing
Yay.
where things go. And now we have Galil back with the rest of the brigade.
Yes.
Oh man, and no
Yes.
Tago yet. Yay, no one died.
It is good to have you back, Galil.
This is true. It is good to have you back.
We missed you.
Yeah.
How is Oreo? Is she here?
Yeah, Oreo is there.
Oreo's
And there, and over there, and
No!
So I'm gonna enlarge Oreo right now. Go on.
Yeah, excited to hear all the PC voices when I kind of out of a 11-hour flight. Woo!
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Let's see who we can go raid on after we finish up here. But stay tuned. We might have another little Lord Dumplings later on this week.
Question.
Oh, a question? Go ahead, Taco. What was the question? You better make this good.
Noise.
I'm gonna change this because now the creepy music can go away now.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Can Sparrow or Grackle do the recap?
That would be amazing.
Oh my god. Sure. Why not? We'll figure something else. We'll figure something out. But yeah, next week we have Soul.
Kindred if he's here.
Kindred. Oh, okay. Kindred if he's here. Soul you'll be our backup. I like that. All right.
So have one ready.
Yeah, basically, right. Otherwise, we'll see you hopefully this week. We'll put a little something in the Discord. Sorry, our
Don't forget to buy merch.
Our bots are not working right now,
Oh, yeah.
so that's fun. Oh, hey, look, it worked.
Yeah,
There's
look at that.
socials. Yeah, you're wearing the Soul Kitty one.
Hey.
Heck yeah.
Woo!
We also have our DM wearing a custom-made Game of Santos hat.
Yep, this is
In
true.
fact, it is Knights of Silvermoon specific. So
Yeah, it says Knight of
Yes.
Silver Moon. This is the
applies
symbol.
to the baddies and
This is the symbol that
the rescuers.
Iskra has.
Iskra and Renan have. Yeah.
Mine's kind of like Art Nouveau-ish though, 'cause it's like morphed to fit her environment that she's from.
Yeah. But yeah, join us in our Discord. We have our Twitter there. We'll put any updates for as far as like if me and Iskra do a Lord Dumplings this week, or whatnot. And come and hang out with us. Obviously. Avi.
It'll be a
But-
great time. Maybe we can do like a little parties back together recap-y thingy or
Yeah.
and then maybe get one of the other awesome D&D streams that we kind of pay attention to on. Be a good time.
I know.
Order
Vix,
your merch now so you get it by then.
hey, the gang's all here, right? Vic, so we're looking at you. All right. We will see you next time. Y'all behave and stay safe out there. Peace. Ciao, baby.
Bye.
Is we reached